Okay.
Not body bumps the boobs.
Bounce, bounce,
Sorry.
bounce. Y'all. Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Good, good, and good.
What's going on, girls?
Nothing much. Nothing much. I missed y'all last week.
I
know,
missed
right?
y'all too. It felt so weird. I was like, I need this time together.
Because we never have a week, we never take weeks off, so it's weird when we don't do a week. It's like, what's this? What's a week off? We don't do those often.
That is so funny. You said every time. Oh, I think we only took like 3 weeks off, maybe. But it's
Yeah.
funny because every time we do, Jaylee be like, "We never take off. We never take weeks off." Because it's like we almost never. Okay.
We learned from
What?
last year we ain't had no breaks. We like,
Oh
we
my
got to some
god.
breaks.
From February until the end of the year.
Lord Jesus, rounded it on out.
I
All
miss
right.
y'all. I'm glad to be here.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
here, you guys can't see me. We all saw me, but they can't see me.
Okay.
Right, in advance before y'all even get started. They shouldn't do a
Yeah.
podcast. Why can't everybody's not showing their face? Yeah, we ain't gonna do that, okay? Before we get started with the show, y'all, be sure to follow all of the ladies. You can follow us at OohLadiesFirstPanel on OohLadiesFirst on Twitter and Instagram, or email us your issues. I want to hear some more
Not email
drama.
us your issues. I'm about to tell you. And make it juicy. Don't be sending us no old dry ass tea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to do another advice. I mean, but we had so much gossip this week. Oh, I definitely couldn't have took for no more mess. Okay.
Is it me? Is it me or is it sound weird?
Yes, it's weird.
Jamie in the ocean. Jamie.
Everybody sounds like the ocean.
Oh, it's
She'll probably pop out and come back in to fix it.
Yes.
Well, I really want her to play the first round of this. Oh, she's back. Okay, we can get right into it.
Games. I'm excited.
Okay, this sounds much better.
Okay, because I was
Games.
not going to move on. I wasn't. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. So we're gonna play MFK.
Okay.
If it'll open.
Oh, you have been enjoying all of us individually. Thank you.
You
It's
said
been a
what?
long weekend for everybody.
Yes. We've been doing our best to entertain you.
It's been a long
That's why I'm like this.
week or so.
You
I'm like,
better call
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, chill out.
That's what it's giving. Call.
I'm having technical difficulties. Hold on.
It's okay. We can
It's
keep them
okay.
entertained. Okay.
I'm bouncing, dancing to what y'all was saying.
Are you not?
Oh,
Are you
Tyrone.
not
Not wrong with it all.
You said what?
Don't make them do it.
They like your headband,
Jamie
but that's
Vanessa?
mine.
Thank you. Girl, listen, me
It's a
and
bit more enjoyable.
me and
Yeah,
Said
it's a bit more enjoyable
okay.
because of people. It's not even us. It's all these people around here making us talk about stuff all day. We got things
oh
to
my God, can they give us a fucking break?
do.
Like,
I'm Lord.
did everybody need to get on live? Does everybody need to get on live? Like, what's
At the
happening?
same time, that'd be
Like
the weird thing.
every other day. We
They-
thought we was
you
getting
think
a
they
break
do checks
after
from it?
everything that
They
happened
be
last
back
week.
to back. Mm-mm.
And remember the week before, it was like no gossip. It was like nothing. It was dry as hell. And then all of a sudden, it was like boom.
Boom.
I feel like that's how it comes sometimes.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to relax, feet
And then
up.
it's like flood. Oh, we gotta catch up because we ain't give y'all nothing.
Right.
I need to cut their
Child.
lives off.
I did like
Somebody
3
gonna probably
lives
live
in
right
one
now.
day.
I'm just thank God for StreamYard. Because
It
like I
covered
think
like 4
before
or 5
StreamYard,
hours.
That's true.
before StreamYard, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this. It would have been just having to pre-record the shit up. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy StreamYard came around here.
I am,
This
but I
week
need
was
for
a-
them to get it together. Because today my live was like ruined because StreamYard and YouTube are not working cohesively together and causing as all up and through my sound.
Yeah.
So I
Wouldn't
had
it be
to
the
like
pausing?
it just was doing a lot of like you could hear the breaking of the sound. Like it kept doing it. And so I ended up having to jump off. And then I had to download OBS because it wasn't on this computer so that I could have my, my graphic up and all of that without having to put it in on the back end, right? So I do the first half, get a phone call, have to stop, realize the first half is not converting into the right format, and had to find a way to convert the format. Only could get the sound to convert correctly because the video had some type of issue where it would keep unsyncing with the sound. So I had to just use the sound, cover it with the graphic, and then the back end of it, which I'm glad I checked that it was working before I went on in the same manner, because I was able to make sure that format was MP4 and then was able to pull that right into iMovie. I mean, Final Cut. But girl, the highways and byways, the Lord told me to do,
Yo.
I don't think people get how hard it is for us to do all this shit. It's not like sometimes it ain't easy.
Very. You talking about the technical part of this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So I found a workaround. Okay. Downloaded my file and it worked. I had to do my test run before we came on, and then all of a sudden it didn't want to work. You know how that iCloud on your MacBook from your phone is?
Yes.
So I found a workaround. So let's go ahead. Y'all go ahead and like the video real quick. All right, y'all, this ain't the first part. Okay, we're about to play MFK. I told y'all, what was it, 2 weeks ago, that the next time we play MFK, we was gonna do it with the different versions of Usher, because y'all know that's my ex-husband, as of 2 months ago. But y'all have 2 months ago, 3 versions of Usher, the 8701, My Way, and Usher Confessions. I know that's not the album cover for Confessions, but this was my favorite. Like, this picture of Usher was in my bedroom, and this picture is what made me develop like a strong liking for noses on men that's shaped like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not gonna go first. I want y'all to go.
Ted. That does look like Ted's nose.
Girl, you're the only person to say that. I always tell people, if you squint your eyes and like turn to the side a little bit, you can see it.
Yeah, people have a hard time.
Just say squint your eyes.
People have a really hard time seeing like similarities in facial features, but I don't.
Yeah.
This one is tough because in my head I'm like, am I comparing the Mary F. Kill between the music or the growth of him as a person? If I'm doing like the growth of him as a growth of him as a person, so if I'm doing that, I'm gonna pick the latest one, which out of this collection, which would be, I believe, wouldn't it be Confessions?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's something about that My Way album,
right? That was where I switched over. That was where I went from not liking him to liking him.
Yeah, that draws you in. Like, it's just a lot of songs on that album. That's everything.
Come to your town, take your girl.
Period. I mean, that's when we first heard about slow jams with Monica. That's one of my favorites.
I sang it today.
Yes. I mean, I'll pay a penny for your thoughts. Is it a nickel for your kiss? I will. Absolutely. It's hard, guys. I guess I would marry the Confessions, right? Marry the Confessions, and then I would smash My Way, and then unfortunately I would have to kill 8701. But why didn't we replace 8701 with the latest, like, Usher? Like, what's that song? Bad Habits. That's my shit.
Oh, really?
The song Bad Habits.
Because I felt like it would have been too easy, because for me, like, if we judge off the music, and then I also was more in love with him like before the Moving Mountains era. I feel like after Moving Mountains, like, nothing with Usher was ever the same. He started mixing like the poppy type music into his sound, and I felt like that would have been too easy.
When him and Lil Jon had that song, I was just kind of like, no. And then he had a song with somebody else, and I was like, whenever he tries to do like a dance song after the 90s, it's a no for me.
You didn't like the song with LMI? The Don't Waste My Time?
That's cute.
Yeah.
Is that a dance
I
song
don't.
though?
Is that? Oh,
Yeah,
which one is?
they-
Oh my God.
That's like 2009.
Hate that one. But he performed. I think he made
No, I
so
don't
much
like
money
that
off
one.
that song. I hate that song.
Yeah, I don't like that one. That, oh my, yeah, I don't like that.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I hate it.
No.
I hate it.
Hell no.
Kills me
Hate
every time.
it. Don't want to do it. For me, I'm gonna say that I would fuck Confessions because he was in his toxic phase, like you breaking up with somebody, your heart broke. Yeah, I sure do. That's the space I'm in. That's the space I'm in. I'm sorry.
Good night.
Listen, I'm being honest. Okay, I'm a 34-year-old woman, and that's where I am right now.
Girl,
okay,
you sound like Jay Lee. That's what Jay Lee. Jay Lee always bring her age.
I ain't said nothing, y'all.
I
She sounded
turned
just like
34.
you, though.
Can I have it? Can I have it? I just turned 34.
Bondy
Give it
was
to
just
me.
talking about you, what, 2 weeks ago? Talking about, because you.
And
Yeah,
now she
you
old.
always gonna hit us with that because I'm 40. It ain't even 40 yet. I'm talking about a birthday that happened last week. Okay, listen. I will fuck Usher Confessions. You can kill my way, and then I will marry 8701 because there was something about that situation.
Yes.
Will arise. That era of his music, it did something for me. I don't know, like emotionally. Girl, yeah, that I once knew. That I was really glued in during 8701. So for me, it's marry 8701, it's kill my way, and it's fuck Confessions.
Okay.
See, for me, I would marry Confessions, fuck 8701, and kill my way because my way is childish, and I feel like that's like, well, look, I'm over that. I go to jail like pedophilia, so I would kill my way for that main reason. And the reason
My way.
Yes, I can't even see the kid, okay, in the little outfits. I would marry Confessions because I feel like that was the most adult Usher of age, and now I feel safe doing things with him. If I have to kill him, I gotta kill him. And I will fuck 8701 because, you know what I'm saying, it was 8701.
Can you help me? That was my only song. I was that no? What else was on 87? Because I used to love that song.
What?
Can you help me? Tell me what you want from me. Can you help me? That's one of my. Because without you,
It was like
something.
3 really popular songs on there too.
That album was not
There was
good.
5 singles on that song. I mean,
That
on
was
that
not
album.
a good album, Usher.
So for me, y'all, it's going to be.
It wasn't?
No. He
What was
only
it?
had like 3 songs on there, like DC said.
8701? She said
Yes.
5.
Yeah, I think it was 5
You
songs,
remind
but those
me.
3.
You Got It Bad.
Yep.
Oh shit. You have to call. You don't have to
You
call.
don't have to call. There we go.
You don't have to call.
And then Can You
is
Help
always-
Me? It was only 4. It was only, but it's
That was
15
the-
songs on the album. And you only like 4 songs.
Those were singles.
Yeah, those are the singles. I'm gonna have to look at that one again, but I do remember that one playing for me. But that You Remind Me shit, and then him gliding up all up and down the escalator. You know, that
You don't have to call.
you don't have to call. You especially with the Ludacris remix. What? Oh my god, that was just a good era for me. I'm sorry.
That's sure I love you. So for me, it's gonna be Kill My Way, Marry Confessions, Smash 8701. Isn't Superstar on the Confessions album? Right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Usher song.
That used to be my.
That is my favorite.
That was my
Usher
favorite
song.
one.
Yes. Such a beautiful song. So I'm glad y'all had this opportunity to, say that y'all wanted to smash my ex-husband. Love giving it to y'all.
Everyone else tried to smash some, he smashed them.
I would just like to say in real life, I would say no to all of them. Just so we're clear.
He for the
in
world.
real life, no thank you.
You would say no to Usher in real life?
In real life, no thank you.
I would in real life.
I think Usher passed around.
Like from the beginning, like from the beginning, like, and I mean, like I didn't like Usher. Oh no, I haven't liked Usher like this entire time. Like his music is great. One of my ex-girlfriends had a real strong crush on him, which kind of like reinforced my dislike of him. Like, bitch, you don't even like dudes. I slapped the shit out of you. What are you
Oh
talking about?
wow.
I'm sorry, it was violent back then. I'm
No,
sorry.
I said wow because I'm like, damn, it ran deep if she didn't even like dudes.
Yeah, no, she didn't like dudes, and it ran deep. And I didn't like him before then because he came off like Jay Lee said that first My Way album was real immature and bullshitty. Like he came off like an asshole, like initially to me. So yeah, no, I didn't like him. Wasn't he an asshole on Moesha? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, he was.
That's okay.
No, nobody liked Usher. He was an asshole on that movie. My what's the scary movie that he was on that I used to love?
Oh,
The Faculty.
Come on, yes.
The Faculty. That's what it was.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He was like a jock or something, wasn't he?
Yes.
Oh,
He was an asshole. He was a jock. And then when he did that DJ shit on Check It Out.
She's All That. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Laney Boggs. Who the hell would nominate me? That was my shit.
So kiss me. Do you hear me? Okay, come on.
Love that.
all right, y'all. We got a lot of gossip to talk about today, but before we get into the gossip, let's get into TV talk. All right, y'all. So this week of Put a Ring on It was a damn mess. It was two things I ran around the house saying all weekend. Number one, I was randomly walking around the house saying, Martell, please don't. Your kids are looking. That's all I was saying. Yes.
Giddy up.
That's all I was saying this weekend. And then the other thing I kept walking around saying was, you're weak. Because Kenneth was so head ass talking about you weak. He was drunk and disgustingly drunk. And that's almost all I could remember from the episode, which is why I put a question next to one of my notes. I had to think hard about what actually happened because I didn't have time to watch it again.
It was giving ashtray bitch.
It was.
Ashtray bitch. It was giving. No, not over it.
He said, never with a woman
It
like
wasn't
you.
even much. I think not much happened beside with Kenneth and Shorty. The main thing was Kenneth and Shorty. I think everything else was like fluff.
Who cares?
For sure.
Who cares?
I felt like it was, besides the fact that okay, so let's start with Charlie and Otis because they are the quickest to get through. Pretty much all we saw with Charlie and Otis was that they broke up with the people who they were dating on the show, which I wasn't surprised by that. People do that every season.
I didn't understand the purpose of Charlie wanting this sit down date. I think if it don't work out, she's gonna probably try and slide over that way. But it was pointless.
It was given. I want to make him jealous again.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That makes sense.
But even Otis going out with old girl was just to make Charlene jealous. It was stupid. It was a tit for tat thing for both
sure.
of them.
Yeah,
he on the dates with old girl. He wouldn't even look at her. It's like he at the wall, he eating food.
At least Charlie was engaging in looking at him. She was sitting like this the whole time, but she was still like talking to him and looking at him.
She was holding her pants. She was holding her coochie down. She want to fuck that man. Look, if Charlene wanted to bang Chris,
she holding the pussy
on her cooch. Yes, I want my cooch to sit down and chill out. So let me hold my cooch while I'm sitting here, so can't nobody see my cooch is thumping because that
good night.
Big dick energy.
Not the cooch.
Okay,
no, Jaylee, you're not lying though, because the first time I saw the dude on the show, I was like, ugh, like why are they saying he like a fake Odell? Because I didn't think he was cute at all. But this last episode where I saw her breaking up with him, I was like, oh, I see why. I see the attractiveness towards that type of personality. BDE.
It was him in his confessional for me, like, cause he like. I said in my review, he devil dick. He's devil dick. That's what he is. That's fine. However, she won't fuck that man because he like he didn't care, but he liked her, but he also didn't care, and she liked him because he didn't care. And her,
you know the thought. You the thought that just came to my mind? I was
What?
like, I would indeed let him fuck me like
You know?
your boy let on The Best Man, the way Monica Calhoun got fucked by your boy.
No.
Like that's what I imagine, you know, her getting fucked by this dude. Is like when old girl got fucked by Tay Diggs on The Best
Ooh,
Man in that
child.
scene where he was seeing it and all of
The
that. And she
flashback
was,
in the wedding.
yeah, she was all angelic and he was kissing her on the forehead and shit. Like getting her moist.
When Chris said, you know, I like you, I want to see, you know, what could happen, you know, I'm like, he getting her head, and he like, you know, I don't have to, you know, rush anything. If I like it, I go for it. He don't seem toxic, but he also seems like he has double dick, which is toxic. So it's the same thing. But I'm like,
Right, I was about to say,
fucking
But you use that for what you use it for. You know what I'm saying? You take it home and you weigh it out. You know what I'm saying? And you send it on by this way. You need Uber money, nigga? Like, go on about your way. Get out of my house. Sandwich? What? Nigga, get out of here.
So outside of them, Shay and Fonzo, I don't remember seeing Shay much this episode, but what we do know is that Fonzo finally calls the mother of his child to tell her, you know, I apologize for, you know, giving you the wrong and, you know, not explaining to you what was really going on, blah, blah, blah. And she then indeed says that it wasn't really clear if they broke up or not because he didn't make it clear. So she sounds like another Shay to me.
What she said was, we still fucking. You know we still fucking, and now you leaving me to act like we not fucking no more. And those are the remnants of my life I have to put back together because you chose to not want to act like we not fucking. So I'm gonna shut up right now. Couldn't be good, but when we still fucking later on, just know I know you fucked up. They still fucking.
I don't know, but he was
ahead,
definitely trying to. I said I don't know, but he was definitely trying to, you know, hurry up and get her off the phone before she say something else that she don't need to be saying.
Yep, he was trying to play her, and she knew that he was trying to play her.
Said when we fucked on Tuesday, you wasn't fixing shit on Tuesday. That's what he was hoping she didn't say. They fucked on Tuesday. It was Wednesday.
It did feel like he was trying to rush through the conversation so she wouldn't say anything. But also, I felt like, girl, if you still fucking this man knowing that he going home to another girl, you need to have I don't give a fuck energy behind his dick. Right. And if this is the energy you have, then you still waiting for him to come back to you. And that's sad. And you need to do some work on yourself. Yes. The idea, that's the thing that triggered me when she was like, oh, so yeah, you healed yourself. You didn't went and got healing. So now I'm just supposed to pick up the pieces myself. It's like, yeah, bitch, you're responsible for your own healing. Who told you differently? Like, get that
his
together.
Mama.
She sounded delusional.
Girl, he gonna come back to you. Two delusional women running their mouths while that man is popping his peen all over the place, including over at Shay's house where he stayed. Stop being stupid.
Okay, not just at Shay's place. including. All right. So y'all, let's move on from them clowns. Now let's talk about you weak Shorty and Kenneth. That's all I've been saying all weekend, I promise. And I just see, it was just so scary to me that you could see all his teeth plus his gums at the top of his mouth when he said you weak. It was just, ugh, oh my gosh. So anyway, Shorty and Kenneth, they finally come to terms with the fact that they are not supposed to be together. But I hate to say that Kenneth had the slightest dog hair found on a t-shirt worth of truth whenever it came to Shorty. Whenever he said, well, you chose me, so what does that mean? And when he said that, I was like, that's what I've been saying the whole time. But it was very much given, I know I'm a bum. You know I'm a bum. You decided to stay with me. So why you calling me a bum out loud, bitch? That's very much what I feel like he was saying without saying. And he was upset that she was saying that she was over it. But I feel like the story between the two tells more about the two of them than it just does about Kenneth. We know he's a hot ass man. So what y'all think?
Well, that's true. I mean, she definitely chose him. That is an L that she also, you know, has to sit in. But at the same time, some part of me is like, Yeah, they both at fault. It's like, just because you know that you're a bum, you also said that you were going to do X, Y, and Z. So don't be trying to make it seem like I'm all wrong for my decision for believing in you and expecting you to elevate at some point, and you chose not to do that. Then you want to try and sit up here and insult my character, and then him saying she wasn't even his type or something like that. She ain't his caliber or whatever. He don't even date. Like, are you serious? So do you think the exotic women or whatever you may like would take you in and you ain't got nothing? Because if that's the case, you will be with one right now. But then Shorty is the type of what people would consider to be quote unquote exotic because she's Ethiopian or whatever people like to say. But Mr. Kenneth was a clown all the way around. It's him doing the goddamn cartwheel in the back for me. Like, what? It was.
I know why. Girl, I would listen, and then the bags under the eyes, like he was really showing his ass, and you could tell it was serious because the alcohol had gotten to his epidermis, girl. Once the alcohol gets to the epidermis, this is when you know it's real. It's not for TV. Ring the alarm. It's a real event. Okay, this is happening. It's not a test.
Facts.
For real, because I feel like at one moment I was questioning whether it was sincere or it was him trying to act, because I feel like he wants so badly to be perceived as somebody's, actress and all of the actor. Back when he was, I'm small and I'm talented and I'm a proud black
I think
man.
it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think the liquid courage had him acting like authentic, but also it heightened it because it's like you see the cameras right here. So of course he wants to put on the best act to make sure that he makes the previews or whatever the case may be. He makes it a moment. But the sad part was that, as real as it was, it's like, I hope he realized that you said some things that you're probably not going to come back from tomorrow. So it's over.
He was projecting to me. Like, it felt like everything he was saying about her, especially when he said that she was weak. I said, no, sir, that's you. If there's anything that this woman is in this moment, it's not weak. Like, this was the moment that I've seen Shorty commenting on people's posts all over YouTube saying that she really did bring him on this show so she could get away from him because before it wasn't working. And she said she went to the police, but they couldn't do anything because he hadn't put his hands on her. She said, because and in a lot of places, because a man hasn't physically harmed you, you can't do anything. So I really believe that this was her trying to get out, because otherwise there was really nothing she could do. And y'all know how this go. We can act like women can just go to the police and get something done, but we know that's not true. We know a lot of times, unless you have a black eye, a bruised lip, or some type of physical evidence to show abuse, it's hard to get them to give you a restraining order against somebody, So especially if he can act like, oh, she wanted me here, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people on the show felt like, you complaining, but you chose him. Well, the police is probably going to feel the same way. You letting him live here. So how can we really know that it's a domestic violence situation if there's no physical proof? So when she explained that, I was just like, no, she really was trying to get him out. And I feel like she probably felt emboldened. And I hate to say emboldened because I feel like that's fake. I feel like she felt empowered by the fact that there were people there. When that scene was happening, I don't care. Even when they were at the yoga place, when he got up and he was like, hold up. She stood up correct, almost like she was nervous. And she looked at the camera people or whoever's around, her eyes diverted to them. And I think that was like we're good. But I feel like people could say what they want to, but I feel like that lady absolutely has some fear around the way.
Oh, yeah.
But it was people being there, producers, camera people. When people are producing the show, y'all, there are at least 5 other people in the room at one time. So she probably doesn't look scared on TV because there are people there. But the things that we saw from him, to me, showcases that he's been abusing her.
It was scary as hell whenever she tried to leave and he tried to kiss her on the way out and was laughing about it. That was scary. And then the producer had to say, hey, Ken, stop. But I realized real quick before you go, Jay Lee, I forgot that we had a super chat before we came in from Layla Lynn. So thank you for the super chat. I didn't want to ignore it. I had to go back and find it in my comments. So thank you. Okay, Jay Lee.
I think another one on her too.
Oh, okay. Jamie Carter says Shorty friends ain't help her either, telling her she was lucky, right? And I'm sure they know more than we do. Shaking my head disgustingly. Yeah, that's sad. He's definitely giving crazy vibes.
I think on the show, based on what we saw, both Shorty and Kenneth have an issue. The issue is they should not be together. So I also feel like we seen Kenneth react like an asshole and insane. But what I do wonder is, what did Shorty say that night that we didn't get to see? I feel like we seen the worst of him, and I just wonder what did she say to make him be pissed off? Because when she said how, well, last night after the little color thing, I was honest with him. I'm like, what did you say to him to make him act that fucking crazy? To get that drunk and act his ass. But I also think, did she say something to him to force him to show his hand? Because
I think she did. I think what she said was, I want you to be about the shit that you say you're about.
Right.
Present me with a plan. And that's what a lot of raggedy men like Kenneth do. When they don't have anything, they start to act out and make it seem as though you are the problem. When I'm just trying to get you to honor the things that you say. And he doesn't like accountability.
He did that in the yoga moment. She asked him for an actual fucking plan. And what did he do? It was almost like he was short-circuiting back to the things he normally does to get her to forget that he's not doing what he said he would do. Oh, I just want to look in your beautiful eyes, and I just need to feel that support as a black man. Like he did
that at the dinner.
Yes.
When he took her out to eat.
I think he always do that. My point is, I want them both to be able to see their flaws. I feel like we fully see Kenneth's flaws, but I feel like Shorty also has to fix herself. Like Kenneth needs like psychology. He needs a psychiatrist. I think he has mental issues, like for real.
That's
but
so
I also
funny.
feel like
I didn't think that you were gonna. Whatever you said, I thought that you were not gonna correct yourself in a way that made it more severe. But you went from psychologist to psychiatrist, meaning he needs
drugs.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, yeah.
No, I agree. I just didn't expect it. That's how it's funny.
Oh yeah, because even him sitting in the confessional, confessionals are shot after the scene happens. He in a confessional still looking either drunk, high, or just insane and talking. I'm like, he needs like some mental help in his life. But I also feel like, so that's Kenneth's issue. Like that's his issue. But also Shorty, she needs help too. I feel like Shorty was so focused on getting him out her life and making sure we see who he is. I'm like, but also saying you need help too, my mom, because you may have your together like work-wise. But I'm like, the fact that you put up with him, what you went through, you need to get yourself fixed up before anything else. So my thing is, I want her to also see on camera what she said to him and how she may need to figure out what she wants in life later on to not get back in the situation, because it's easy to get rid of him. But I want her to be healed too.
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. I think as a woman, she's probably been in relationships where the man had the control. So I think she thought being with him being a little bit younger and her feeling like maybe she could help him become something, made her feel like she had more control in the relationship. And then he turns out to be just as abusive. And then it's like, well, now I'm kind of stuck. You know what I'm saying? You know how women, I mean, you know what
feeling
it is.
Guilty. Feeling like she done already put in all the time, so now she got to deal.
Exactly. And plus the dick. Let's not forget, once again, the dick. People forget how strongly women will feel indebted to a man when he physically pleases her or makes her feel all of those feelings when they're having sex. Like, that's a very weird place to be in. I've been in relationships or in, situations with people where what they gave you sexually was so everything and such an opposite of what they gave you in front of people and in regular, like walking around, we're not having sex life, that you got addicted to what they were giving in sex because it was such a differentiation between the callousness of their everyday actions with you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like their relationship, it becomes like a drug. So yeah, she definitely needs to not, and I think she knows that she needs to take the time to get herself together after this relationship, because this is obviously indicative that she has some issues that she needs to work
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They compliment in the most toxic way. All right, so we can move on from that to talking about basketball wives. So this week, really two major things happened. Number one was the meat market that Duffy hosted for the ladies. I hated the name meat market, but okay. Where we saw Jackie invite British ex. What is his name? What's his name?
Lorenzo.
Yeah, she invites.
Goofy looking ass nigga.
Oh my gosh. I remember watching them on Marriage Boot Camp. And I remember actually being happy that they decided to stay together at the end of it. But I don't remember him being this foolish and this just, like you've been smelling Sharpies your whole life. I just couldn't. So anyway, he ends up coming, and it's embarrassing because here go Jackie again, not minding her business. The other thing that happened is Brandy and Malaysia almost fight. And it wasn't until this episode that I was like, Brandy, I'm so tired of your ass. Because at first I was like, man, Malaysia, girl, you knew. But then after the fact, I'm like, okay, no, it's something else you really want. You just projecting. You mad because you're not friends with her. Then you gonna get up trying to fight, talking about, oh, well, you know, you invited him so Jen could argue. Like, girl, what? Sit down. So the real reason why they're not friends, according to Malaysia, is Brandy didn't feel like Malaysia stood up for her whenever she got a thank you for your services, her exit from the show. So what do y'all think about the two events that happened, the meat market and Brandy and Malaysia bullshit?
Jackie was doing too much, bringing that man there. I don't know what the issue is with British and Lorenzo. Like, I don't be understanding how he always just takes her to another level for her to just be yelling at him, fussing at him, and all this other stuff. But I mean, he did say some stupid shit talking about he raised her, so maybe he does things to get a reaction, whatever. I don't really care so much about the meat market. It's more so Malaysia and Brandy for me. Brandy definitely is irritating for sure. However, Malaysia knew about that girl daddy. I mean, they'll tell you about everything else. Zell ain't tell you about that.
And she said they didn't have any mutuals at the time. But Shawnee knew, and allegedly they was friends. Then whatever that other dude knew, yes,
exactly. So she definitely knew, but it was just a situation where y'all not friends like that, though. You know, some people don't reach out. Like once they cut ties with you, whatever happens in your life after the fact is not like their business. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say I fought her 100% for not reaching out when your daddy died, when y'all weren't talking. You know, so I mean, it's just it's stupid. That's the short answer when it comes to Brandy and Malaysia. Like, I mean, it's stupid. I'm glad that she opened up about the show thing when she said her and Brandy fell out because she wasn't on the show anymore. And I wondered that, and I said that I think that they fell out because Malaysia did. But why should Malaysia have to leave her job because you got fired? Like, that's not making any sense for me. Like, why would I leave if you got, I mean, girl, I got kids. You're the one who's stressing out your baby daddy, but still staying with him, still hate him for cheating, but you're still with him. Meanwhile, I'm a single mom with 3 kids. Yeah, no, I'm going to stay. So I don't know. It could be more to the story though.
Didn't it low-key sound like both of them wanted to get back together though? Because when she was crying, it was like both of them were trying to say, oh, well, she wasn't there for me when I went through this. And then the next person tried to say, well, she wasn't there for me when I went through this. Yes. Much work. And it's like, well, do y'all want to be back together or not?
They do. They just have the ego.
Yes. I think they're both immature and mean girls in that way, which is why it's hard for them to get over the bullshit. But for me, so I kind of feel the way you felt, Necey. Like at first I was like, Malaysia, you know, you knew, but then, you know, I always kind of felt like, no, Brandy has been coming off too fucking strong. By the time we get to this episode and Malaysia lays it out there on the table, girl, I shot with you as long as I could. You didn't want to shoot with me anymore. And that reminded me, I was like, she really did keep shooting with you after you'd already received the thank you for your services. And if you feel like Malaysia was supposed to stop a paycheck for you, bitch, you stupid. And you should never ask that of your friend.
Yeah,
you knew what she knew what she was doing when she stood up there and still held Shawnee accountable. So to me, if you had the balls to hold Shawnee accountable on her show, then you need to be able to be fired and not expect your friend to do anything different than keep her job because she need her check. Because she, unlike yourself, is not willing to deal with the cheating long term so that she can stay comfortable. You're willing to deal with that. So stay over there.
But see, Brandy,
got her own money too, so you know, I ain't gonna just kill her like that. She got her own money out there.
Brandy is so used to Malaysia standing up for her in all situations. That's why she took that hard, that she didn't stand up for her. And that's like Malaysia has been on the show like she ready to fight anybody for Brandy until it came to Evelyn and Shawnee. That's when it changed, you know, and she just had a certain expectation. And that's your fault. Because they the boss. I just don't see why she should be mad at her about that. Like, that's
Let me
stupid.
comment on this comment. Somebody said that I think Brandy was upset. Cali girl said, I think Brandy was upset that Malaysia put a battery in her back. Let me tell you something. As a grown-ass woman, if you can have a battery put in your back, that's your fault. Be responsible for yourself. Nobody is your mama or your daddy. If a battery can be put in your back, that is on you. You chose to do that. You're an adult, okay? So people who like allow themselves to be manipulated by other people only have themselves to blame in a situation when it comes down to it.
I will say this. I think that Malaysia knew what she was doing when she brought Zell, because she not cool with Brandy and doing that. Brandy and Zell ain't cool. So I feel like she definitely brought him to be on some messy stuff. And I'm also feeling like, Malaysia, you've been running amok for a very long time on Basketball Wives. So now you're coming back on some I've grown. I'm not the same person. Granted, everybody has a right to grow, but at the same time, like, girl, you bogus.
No, she's the same person in tighter clothes.
Exactly.
For me, I didn't think she brought him to be messy exactly. I think she brought him because she felt like she needed backup. Because the last few times that she's been there, it felt like people were more on Brandy's side while Brandy ganged up, kind of went off on her. So
and I don't really think people were more on her side.
I don't either.
Brandy just was anti.
I think it's the way she perceived it. Like, I just need backup going. If I'm going with these bitches, I need to have some backup in the room. Somebody that's there just for me. Like, that's more so what it felt like to me than to be messy. Like, even Jen thought it was about her. Like, it's just not about you. It's just that Zell is probably clear to be on the shows. Like, Zell still got contract with VH1 somewhere down the line. Okay. Look, he the one that can come and be on the show. Stop taking it personal. Your breast thing. It's okay. Chew some gum, brush your teeth, scrape your tongue. It's all right.
It makes sense though. That's what they said.
That was it.
So it makes sense though, because I remember first episode, we all kind of wondered why as soon as she got in the building with Malaysia, she was like, my dad died, right? Like, she came off real aggressive with it, and it was more so of a, I'm back, bitch. I'm back, and we still ain't cool. So what's up? But I guess we gonna see. They really didn't want to fight, but we just gonna see. Okay.
Now when you putting your hands in each other's face like that, it ain't nothing pop off. Because let me tell you something. Like,
they were too close.
They were way too close for comfort. That would have absolutely, like, you wouldn't have been able to put your hand in my face and then turn away and walk away. Like, that's how you know, like, they still understand each other on some level.
Love for each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess we gonna see. Y'all think they gonna hug it out this season?
No. I don't think so. I don't. No. I don't think so at all.
I don't think they should.
I haven't seen anything with them together. Like, all the it seemed like Malaysia probably filming completely separate than the ladies, because I just haven't seen them together in any of the cast stuff. So I mean, it's unfortunate, but it be like that, child.
Brandy needs to stop being so aggressive.
Yeah, it don't look good.
Yeah, stop.
I didn't watch the episode, but I saw the clips on, on. I literally kept starting it. I watched maybe a total of 90 seconds, but every time I get to watch it, she would pop off and I would forget. But Brandy and Malaysia just need to make up and kiss, or just stop talking to each other.
Make up and kiss.
Brandy be looking at her breath all
Whatever
the time.
Needs to happen, just fucking get over it. Sometimes, sometimes the homegirls need to bump and get over it.
The homegirls, I can't. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Love and Marriage DC. Two things happened this episode. They were at the couples dinner, and Monique said that Winter was the relationship expert of the group. And that's whenever Quick and Ashley start making their comments saying, sometimes, you go to the barber, hair ain't never cut. You go to the nail shop, nails ain't never done. Like, you can't be an expert of a relationship, but because what relationship? And then Ashley then goes on to say that Winter isn't a failure, but in the sense of being a wife, yes, she is a failure. That to me, I'm glad that Ashley called a thing. Like, girl, how are you going to say that this man is so horrible, but you didn't know where he lived or anything? You didn't know that this man even had a car. So I wasn't upset at her for calling it out, but what I didn't like was that she came off real mean, especially whenever she said, well, you're a failure in the sense of being a wife. I don't think that that's valid. I think she's a failure in the sense of having discernment. So you definitely can't be an expert because obviously she's not choosing the right men, but that doesn't mean that she's not capable of being a wife. So what do y'all think about what happened at the dinner table? And then we'll talk about this friend's word.
Let me just say, I feel like Ashley did too much. I feel like essentially I agree with what she said, but you and your little bitty man were doing way I'm sorry. Because it was very much giving little bitty man. Like it's okay. So let me just say this. I feel like Ashley was right as far as you didn't know him, right? But I don't feel like it was necessary to laugh to question someone's like expertise as far as their job. Like it was just to me a lot that almost made it seem like they had a personal issue with Winter that they weren't letting on to me. Because even though, like I said, I agree with what Ashley said, it was the energy behind it. It was the energy that you wanted to make her feel like a fool in front of everybody. And I don't know if I feel like that's some cool shit to do. Like, if you were that bored, why were you disengaged? It was a lot of laughing. and her husband, to me, I feel like it was almost like she was following his lead, which gave the pick me energy a little bit. So that's why I'm not saying she's a pick me, but you know the energy of, I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, just the energy of, I want to make sure that I'm bigging my husband up. So if my husband is making a joke that it may not be that funny, I'm gonna laugh extra hard at the lame ass joke. Like that's what it was given to me. But to me, don't be mad when Winter threw that slug at you about you having access to celebrities because of who your husband is. Because in essence, at the end of the day, you shaded the fuck out that girl. And if all she did was say that at the end of the day, bitch, the only reason you have access to any celebrity is because Quick is your husband, then bitch, so be it. Like I'm saying, because I don't have access to celebrities just because. For instance, me and Melody, me and Monique, we talk. We're cool. They hit me up, I hit them up. They have my number. I have a number for them. But that does not mean that I always have access to them. That doesn't mean that I can ask them questions and get information from them that they don't want to give. So ultimately, even though I understood Ashley's point, you probably more so have access to celebrities because of Quick. And you may not like to hear that because you are beautiful, but it doesn't change the fact that every beautiful woman doesn't have access to Usher, as Necey said in her review.
Yeah,
I think Ashley
came
on to be the mean girl. I think she wants to be the villain. I think she's happy in that role, but I think it makes her look stupid and petty. There's definitely some backstory behind why she is always, and we're only in 3 episodes, becoming that Winter. Even at at Monique's first event, when she's like, "Oh, this is boring," while she was talking, it's like, why do you have the energy for? Like, she ain't did shit to you. And even though I agree with the questions that she was asking, I don't like her intent on trying to be mean and rude about it. It's like, you can ask questions that we all wonder, yes, why did you do this? Why you do that? But she did it in an embarrassing way to make her seem stupid. And while I also feel like Winter's title of relationship expert is wrong, but I loved her explanation on, I've been through all of this, so I can speak from a place of being there when I'm talking to other people. I think so many people don't get to win, sometimes you have to lose. Some people who are the best in their jobs or lives or whatever have lost over and over and over, learn from those lessons, and can I help you not have those same pitfalls? And I feel like Ashley is very superficial when she said, well, success is measured in if you're currently successful. A lot of folks be currently successful and then be fucked up in 5 years because they haven't learned shit. So I don't like how she really, for some reason, has an out for Winter, even later on with, how she's like, we ain't friends, we're associates, which is cool. I get that, but why come on the show if you're going to be this mean girl? But I'm like, she came on to be the villain. She okay with that, but it's like, take this heat too, because I feel like when Winter get back into your ass, don't be pissed off. Like, you being Quick wife does not mean that you don't only know famous folks because of him. We don't know you. We know him. We don't know you.
She said, I'm not no bum ass bitch. Like, that don't mean...
She's a boxy twin of other people. Like, she don't even look different. Like,
I said she looked like old girl from Orange is the New Black. The Dominican girl from Orange is the New Black.
Blanco.
Yeah, she looked.
she better learn something. Because again, it's your first season. Let's hope it gets picked up for a second season, and then next time we like you. But I don't like her energy. She gives me mean girl villain energy.
About that, I feel like as much as y'all talk, look, I know everybody don't like Monique, but essentially Monique is the only person that I haven't seen doing the, oh, I'm a reality star or y'all hating on me bullshit. Like, I feel like
Right.
Ashley and Quick have done it. I feel like Jami and Arena doing more than anybody else. If I see one more Instagram post from them talking about how they not being respected or they not being supported.
They said that. What about people on the show?
They said from Love and Marriage Huntsville they didn't feel supported, and then I saw another post today with them giving you know like an old school lame me and my old man post in the hallway, kind of caption with the oh we good over here type situation,
Oh
like
my God.
yeah, it's giving I'm trying too hard to project a certain energy when it's obvious my wife is probably stifled in the throat, and I've been cheating on her for probably a good 20, 30 years.
They want Huntsville to like promote them more or like be like friendly?
I think promote them more, but it still gave the energy of why would you even express that? Like if another,
what is there to promote though?
I guess they didn't post exactly, but I guess because they didn't post them and repost their show.
Oh my God!
But
they know
like,
Monique and Chris is the one that's bringing the viewers.
Come on, exactly.
They don't post about their own fucking show. Truthfully, like male posts, maybe Destiny does too, but I don't see Tisha, Marceau. I don't really see them posting about the show a lot anyway.
So even for you to expect that, it was like, why? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know everybody feels like Monique is the gimme, pay attention to me girl, but she's like the only one amongst the couples that's not like, why y'all not paying more attention to us, basically.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Ashley, I like Ashley. I thought I wasn't gonna like Ashley, but I like Ashley. Her posing the question, she and her husband to what's the lady name? Winter. I saw nothing wrong with that because I'm like, she asking a question that everybody else wants to know. Like, how you sit up here, pride yourself on being a relationship coach, but you didn't even ask yourself the necessary questions that you would tell a client. Like, that's just not adding up at all for me. I don't think she's necessarily being a mean girl, but what I do think, Ashley, I don't think you find any value in Winter. I don't know what value you find over there in Jami and them being together for a long time and, doing whatever their events are or whatever, and seeing Monique being the reason that you've been brought onto the show. You just don't see no value in her. So if you had to make a common enemy on the show, why would it be one of those ladies at this time? You're going to gun for her. And so I feel like it was definitely a method to the madness, and I saw nothing wrong when Winter tried to shade her about, oh, you don't have access to certain people without your husband. Okay, yeah, that was shade, but I don't even think that's what Ashley was talking about. I felt like she was speaking in general. Times have changed. Back in the day, we wouldn't be able to get no access to Usher. Now we even able to like hop in his DMs. Whether he's going to respond or not is on him, but that possibility is still there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what she was talking about. But Ashley, you're gonna kind of have a problem on your hands a little bit because it don't seem like you like ladies at all. Yeah. Like you don't have girlfriends. I don't know what that's about, but you sat up there getting to know Irena, inviting her to your Botox meeting, and then gonna tell this lady that y'all are getting friendlier.
Yep. But
right now, I like you. We'll see how the season goes. So
remember in episode 1 when they were introduced, she was whispering all her ear, and they were laughing at the other girls like they was longtime girlfriends.
That's what I thought.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So I saw a comment. Let me say this, because this is something I've been seeing a lot around social media that's annoying me. Monique disrespecting Chris. Please stop acting like anytime a woman and a man have a disagreement, that means that she's bashing him or disrespecting him or she doesn't want him. I don't know where y'all get this from, but Chris is
lazy. Sorry.
What? Go ahead, run it.
I said Chris is lazy.
Thank you. Thank you. And she is
that's
hyper.
just the short answer for
and
me.
she wants you to do something, be involved. I feel like most women that have been in long-term relationships or relationships with men that have other things that they're good at, like providing, or they're smart, or they're good in their career, when it comes to their relationships, they feel like they don't have to do anything to keep your engagement. This is something I've heard from women for years.
That's because they compare themselves against the
Shitty
average.
men.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. Well, at least I'm doing this. At least I'm doing that. At least I'm doing that. And you gonna complain about this one minimal thing? Yes, I am, because I deserve the best.
Exactly. And
And
so
that's
when I
what
see people
Chris
saying
gives off.
shit like it's beyond a disagreement, regardless, it's not going to end their marriage. When I tell you this is an issue that people have in relationships all the time, and the man will do what he needs to do, and then he'll fall off, and she'll have to shake his ass again, and he'll do some things. It'll help for a little while. It's just a cycle that you go through in a lot of relationships when a man feels like he doesn't have to do anything more than he's already doing. So I really get extremely exhausted by seeing the way people talk about Monique and Chris and them having disagreements, because it makes me feel like a woman can't ever say how she feels in her relationship without people feeling like she's bashing him or she doesn't love him. And I feel like that's not fair, because men are able to express whenever they feel a way about their woman.
It's that old school. It's that old school thought, though. I feel like women are always taught to just be nice, behave in public, and I think people feel a way whenever they see a woman be outspoken towards a man. Because if you think about like older days to now, you respect your husband, whatever you do, as long as you take care of the household. But whenever you see a woman actually be opinionated and require something of her husband, you get uncomfortable, because then that makes you feel shameful for the man because he don't look like a man.
Hello. And then look, Monique is she's nasty. How? I don't even understand how you can say she's nasty, because I know what nasty sounds like. Nasty sounds like you a bitch ass nigga that can't do shit. Fuck you. Your mama should have aborted you.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Exit out. Sorry.
Bonnie about to
But
start making her plan
I'm
B.
sorry.
Plan B.
Okay, I'm over here getting straight,
I'm
making the
just-
stallion
Plan
vibe.
B and the B
Listen.
stand for Bondy.
But we've met men or we've heard women really dress they men down in real life. And it never sounds like what Monique and Chris are going through. She don't even curse him out. And y'all really be like she's nasty to him.
You know what it is, Bonnie? They don't like Monique because of Potomac, so just ignore them. Some folk was going to find fault in Monique regardless. That's some folk don't like her for one reason, but some folk who feel like she's being mean to Chris, Bonnie, they don't like her because of Potomac. It has nothing to do with what we're saying. Because on the season, she's not giving that. I think she's expressed herself.
It's been like 3 episodes.
Yeah, so some people don't, and I that's why I feel like for me, I'm like, I have to ignore comments, because some folk just don't like her. They're gonna ride that way, and some folk who don't like her from Potomac is give her a chance on this show, and that's okay. But some folk not doing that, and I'm like, you can kind of see that when because she not being nasty, she wasn't. And as you said, couples, husband, wife, girlfriend, we fight. It happens. You might get a shut up from me. You might get a hush. You may get a get on my face.
Shut the fuck up.
You because it might happen, and that's okay. But I feel like the fact that they were able to have that moment and recover from it and move on is what it is. And also, when a couple is in a phase of just not getting along, you're gonna have these tense moments. They're on camera where ours aren't. So I'm like, I'm gonna get them, a little bit chill.
Right.
And she's complaining about what he's not doing. And she's valid in that. And I think some people just don't like her, don't want to see her complain about what her husband is not doing for her. Because some folks just don't like that lady, and it's fine. But just fuck them people. Love them too. Love y'all too. Love y'all that. But sometimes, man, fuck them people.
Yeah, I just feel like y'all make a very strong man look like he is some weakling or something. Whereas that lady, if she don't assert herself, he probably gonna walk all over her. Big strong ass.
Thank you, Applebee, for the super chat. She said them folks fighting in parking lots, they ain't got no time to promote other shows. She talking about VH1. No time. Not VH1, shit. Oh.
That's
I said VH1 because whenever she said fighting in parking lots, my mind just went there.
That's where it started.
Oh, gosh. All right, y'all. So now let's go ahead and move on to our other Love and Marriage show, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville. we're gonna talk about the fight in the parking lot in the gossip section. But as far as this episode, jotted down a couple things that happened. Number one, I was thinking about not taking note of this, but I was like, you know what? They didn't put Martell in a scene on a Zoom call for nothing. He didn't have nobody else to film with for the 15th time. So they said, we're going to get you on a Zoom call and you act like you want to study for this builder's license. What do y'all think about that scene? I mean, I thought it was good to see, but I don't know if it's genuine. It was a cute little
Did you get the license?
placeholder.
That's gonna come next season when they film next season. You know what I think? I think it's good that they're trying to show Martell not being a complete asshole who's an agent of chaos. I'm like, okay, fine. I also feel like he also learning you can't be out here offending every damn body and thinking they're gonna film with you. So like now you ass out. I think he has a good manager now. I think the lady who had what's her name, right. Melnika. I think he was smart. Like she's really trying to help him. And I'm like, you know, that's great or whatever. Because I do think we had to move on from the shit he did to Mel because again, Mel want to move on, so we need to as well. So at least the manager got him, you know, on here, want to take a test or whatever. You know, it's ballhead Martell. But that's it. You know, he's like, okay.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I didn't know what happened. It muted before you finished talking. So
no, but yeah, I just, you know, it's a good. Well, at least he, you know, I think if we see him in scenes, fights may happen as we've seen this weekend. But I do think recently he seems less as holy. So I do wonder how
as holy. I had to make sure you didn't say as holy, like.
You know, like he left as an asshole. Okay. I think so. I wonder how much, like the first couple episodes, like how much time has went from you bashing Mel to Destiny to now you focus on getting better and getting your business. So I'm like, was it a week or two? Was it a month? So I don't know.
What was the question again? Sorry, Necey.
You think Martell is really getting that builder's license? Were you impressed by that scene?
A little bit. I don't know if I was overly impressed, but I was glad to see that he's trying to move in that direction. I was glad that he got somebody like Melnika on his team to stay with him. Mm-hmm. But we just gonna see in time what's really gonna happen. I hope that he sticks to that because I do want to see Martell get to a place where he's just pushing past this and trying to, you know, grow on his own. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people want to continue to drag him for cheating on his wife and all this other stuff. But, you know, and it's no shade to anybody, but life does have to still go on.
Right.
And he still has children that he has to provide for. So with that being said, I hope that he actually is out here getting this builder's license and understanding to stop relying on people. Like, that's just dumb. So shout out to Melnika for getting him a tutor. We'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. For sure. Okay. And then next, y'all, in the episode, we get into. Can y'all see this or no?
Yes, we can.
Y'all can see Bondy. Okay, cool. I had to make sure. We saw Bondy. Oh my gosh. So Bondy, we of course knew that you were in Huntsville, right? Yes. But before the episode started, I hardly ever watched this episode the first day it came out. I was sitting on the couch. I was telling Ted, hey, look, Bondy gonna be on this episode. They go to the scene and then boom. I was like, what? You were the first person that they pretty much showed on camera. Not once, not twice. I think he was on camera like 3 times. And they even showed you talking. We got to hear you.
Right. That's what I was thinking. We did more than see her. We heard her.
Yes. Kimmy said, okay, Bondy. And I was just like, oh my God, production really liked me. Honestly, you guys, so many things happened that night. One of the photographers caught on fire.
Y'all photographers or the cameras?
Like the photographers or camera people. Sorry. A lady camera person. While she was filming Mel doing she was showcasing one of the products, her arm or her something caught on fire and they had to hurry up and put it out. It was crazy. So they switched camera people, and then one of the camera people actually came up to me and was like, oh my God, I just wanted to tell you, I've been watching you all night. You have this really incredible energy radiating off of you. It was great, girl. I was like, oh my God. And even my friend who is with me. Shout out to my friend Kima, who flew out with me last minute.
I saw her too. I saw
she was
the side of
cute.
her.
Yeah,
I
she was
did.
cute. My friend did my makeup and everything. Like, it was short notice. I had to wear a dress I already had. I had to buy shoes that weekend. It was just, and it's like Mardi Gras time during this time. This was February, the end of February. So Mardi Gras was happening. We have a lot of big balls. So any gown was gone at the stores during this time. Like, you usually have to have your shit planned out. So to get hit up maybe the Tuesday before this event, so I had to like pull it together quickly. But I had a great time. It was a lot going on. They definitely cut out the Ima situation, because that was a situation.
Ooh.
Y'all, I didn't see Ima's Facebook Live after the
Who is
fact, but
Ima?
you remember Ima was on there trying to get the girls to talk to each other and come to a Jesus moment. Remember?
She
was
sat with the
like,
kids at the little picnic thing. Yeah.
Yes, the counselor, life coach type lady. Yes.
She's a shaman. And we were
Yes.
sitting at the same table. So like we were talking before she went and talked to Mel. And whenever she went and talked to Mel, child, all I know is she was in the lobby at our hotel crying and screaming for a nice little while. Me and Freddie O just gave each other the look and went on upstairs about our business in the elevator, child.
LOL.
Yeah, it was like, oh wow. It was a lot going on that didn't get showed. So it's crazy how they edited it together in like what? One commercial, between one commercial break, two commercial breaks, basically. So the fact that they showed me so many times, I mean, Dr. Heavenly was there. We kind of had a little interaction where she was like, "You talk a lot of shit about me, Bondy." And I was like, "I sure do, Dr. Heavenly." Well, I said Miss Heavenly. And I kept saying Miss Heavenly, I guess, because it was like we were in front of each other, which felt different than the Dr. Heavenly thing. So I was saying Miss in order to be respectful of her, age over me. And she, I guess, thought it was me being disrespectful, but honestly, it was me not knowing how to, address her in person. I don't know why, but it was what was going on in my mind in the moment. I don't know. But either way, she was still really cool and she was sweet to me. And we talked for a little minute and then, she went on about her way, but she was there. So the fact that they only showed her like one good time and showed me all of those times, it made me feel like production liked me. And I just want to say, whoever made that decision, hit me up so I can personally say, hey, and thank you. Because that was real sweet. But yeah, good time to have by all. It was a good time.
That's what's up. Exclusive tea. It's safe to say we won't be seeing Ima on the show this season.
No, I think that's done with. I think that's over. She wanted to give Mel and the other ladies something, and I think she really wanted them to progress beyond the mess, but they're on a reality show. So it's really difficult for them to be in that space. And honestly, if y'all can tell, Mel is not in no kumbaya space. That's where she was last season. This season is not that. And so I think I didn't see them interact, but I feel like Mel must have rejected whatever it was that she was on. And she had a really bad, reaction to that. And she was really upset about it. And to me, I just kind of feel like I understand you being upset, but as an adult, I don't know how screaming and crying in the lobby.
Oh, she was making audible noises.
Oh yeah, it was. Yes,
Oh,
my goodness. Yeah, it was. People were trying to talk to her. I tried to, like, Freddie tried to talk to her. Like, we were all kind of like, we didn't know what to do. And that is when I just kind of realized, okay, so you just want us to pay attention to you. And in this moment, I understand why whatever happened between her and Mel happened the way it happened, because it felt like you just wanted, you wanted attention. You wanted energy that Mel could not give you. And I could understand why, because of the way she was reacting. It was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
the theatrics.
Yeah, it was a girl. Like the hotel lobby lady went up to her and it was like, okay, do you want me to call somebody for you? Like, it was like that.
You got to go. Don't know where
That's
you're going.
crazy.
You got to get the hell up out of here.
Getting on the elevator as quickly as possible. Like, me and my home. I said I had to take my homegirl home. Like
I guess that explains why we saw Mel with a whole different person for therapy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're
It
right,
is.
Mel is not in no kumbaya space because that's exactly what she told the lady.
She in
Yes.
a kumbaya by any means necessary
Right.
type of space. The way she like, nah, cut,
Oh,
snip
and
it.
Kimmy was super sweet. Like, I just want to say that. Like, I know everybody's feeling how they. Kimmy was. Kimmy said, "I'm surprised that I was invited." So that was one of the main things I remember that she said is that she was surprised that she was even invited because of the way things had went. I guess at the Galentine's Day event, which I did not know at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was thinking that
So
too. When I saw that scene, I was like, that is too funny because Bondy was there not even knowing that probably a week or two before they was down there about to fight. That is so funny.
exactly. Had no idea, but absolutely noticed that Tisha and Destiny and the other Scott men were not in the room. Okay, definitely noticed that. And also noticed that Kiki was there. I didn't know who Kiki was at the time, but I said that looked like Tisha. Like, I
Mm.
absolutely clocked. I said that
Kiki
looks
looked
like
terrible.
Tisha. Girl, it was
Oh my
given
goodness.
93. It was
It was
given
giving
93
white
prime.
eyeshadow. It was giving
Ooh,
who did this and why did y'all do that?
Ooh,
Why did
not
y'all do
white
that to Kiki?
eyeshadow.
it was given 1993.
It was giving
Just
rainbow.
about. Like,
Rainbow.
but either way, you know what I'm saying? In the room, though, everybody was beautiful. I did get introduced to Stormy at that moment. Like I said, that's when I met Tiffany, and I told y'all that Tiffany was very sweet. She really was. Like, I remember there was a moment where I was like holding a whole bunch of shit, and Tiffany's like, "Oh, let me help you," and grabs this, and "Oh, let me get you a napkin." Like, Tiffany's very, like, I'm just saying, like,
No,
I
she
don't.
seemed like that.
She seemed
Yeah,
nice,
it's
Yeah, she did.
but
she
she's
Like,
is.
boring.
becoming a member.
But you know what? I feel like on reality shows, when you have personalities that pop off like that, you need somebody that's kind of just gonna like be there, but not be doing all of that.
Cynthia, Candy,
She's a
Son,
Cynthia.
not Sonya.
Exactly. She's absolutely,
Hmm.
no, not Sonya, but she's absolutely giving Cynthia.
She's a pretty lamp that we like to see. That's standing around, and sometimes it get dark. You want to share some light too.
That's why the stylist is important. Her confessional on this episode was better than anyone I had seen previously.
And when she went to go eat with Kimmy and she wore the khaki blazer, pink tank top, and the jeans. Now, that wasn't my favorite, most up to date outfit, but it absolutely reminded me of when the season before she went to go meet with Destiny. She had on that bubblegum ass necklace in pink, and then she had on them pink heels. Do y'all remember the
Yes, I
outfit?
remember that.
It was
Yeah,
horrible, but I
yeah,
felt like this episode was a makeup test for that
yes.
outfit that she brought on. So I do see the improvement.
I think she's trying to solidify herself as a part of the cast, but in a more solid way, because her and her husband are going to give more, as we see. And she, she got her little messy moments and shit. But yeah, y'all, it definitely gave me, I think, a prelude to the way shit would kind of be working. You know what I'm saying, moving forward. So yeah, thanks to Mel, because it made me feel special. I'm not gonna lie. When Mel was talking to her mom and she was like, I really want, only want people who are, good energy and gonna be happy for me in the room. And I honestly really was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was happy to be there. I was, proud of her because I know this is something that she really wanted to do and had to dissolve because of the divorce. So the fact that she was doing it again, it just kind of felt like, shout out to you for being serious about your business outside of the reality show. That's really important. And that's why I be telling y'all that Candy is queen of this shit, because hoes were not doing that before Candy turned
Right.
reality TV into a business opportunity. And now everybody's doing that. But yeah, it was fun.
What y'all think about this situation with Kiki and Kimmy when they sit down at the 7th Avenue event? To me, I felt like Kimmy was coming off as doing too much, in my opinion. I feel like for a long time, I was like, I don't see her aligning with the Scotts. Like, she's a Scott, but she's not with the Scott bullshit. And then this episode, I started to feel like she was with the Scott bullshit because it was one of two things. Either Kimmy was playing in her face, because y'all remember last season, Kiki was like, you need to stand up for her more. So that's what she was doing this episode. Like, I'm going to stand up for her right now. Or the other thing is that Kimmy, I feel like this season sees herself in a more similar light as Tisha. Meaning, before long, Kimmy was on the show confident, never having to worry if her husband was doing it because nobody was talking about it. But now that people have talked about this Atlanta picture pop up, now that it's things that you don't know, like the vape pen, like Atlanta, people are starting to question you. And now you see yourself in a similar light for Tisha, which is why you want to stand up for her. But either way, I felt like the way Kimmy came off was too much, even though Kiki wanted to bullshit. I wouldn't even take up that fight. That's Tisha's fight.
I agree. I felt like Kimmy was trying to play on Kiki's intelligence by saying, I didn't run to Tisha. I didn't do this or that. You know, and it's like, girl, you literally went over there and regurgitated everything that happened at this lady's party. Like, you were definitely down for the mess. And all of it is giving deflection so that nobody is talking about the photo that your own brother-in-law put out there about your husband. You got more energy and smoke for Kiki on a situation that is indirectly to you, but you ain't got nothing for Marceau for what he did. So Kimmy was definitely on a different level. And I actually was disappointed because I really like Kimmy. And I was like, Kimmy, no, your medal has been snatched. I don't think you're the fan favorite anymore. It was just the intelligence. And it let me know that, Kimmy, you have officially been inducted into the House of Scots.
Yes.
The way that you sat up here and tried to play this lady the same way that Marceau and Amari sat up there and played Lewis and made him apologize about some stuff that they do themselves. I said, oh, wow. Okay, you're Tisha number 2 for me. And I was disappointed. I was disappointed, Kimmy. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Learn something from this.
Lord Jesus. I feel like Kiki and Kimmy are in the same boat of trying to either please Tisha or not cross another boundary of Tisha. I like the fact that Kimmy went to Kimmy went to Tisha knowing if she heard it for anybody else, it would have caused more of a rip between them. That part I accept. I also like her telling her, I'm not finna fuck with you about what you think about me and your cousin. Like, I can't do that. I think for some reason, Kiki came to that party wanting to have an issue with whoever she heard said something about her, which I also don't have an issue with because she's on the show. But I think how she did it seemed messy. I think even for like when you was how Ima was acting the fool, I feel like people don't want to fix shit at an event. Like, we're not at dinner, on the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come to an event trying to fix shit. So I didn't even think, I'm like, Kiki, why call Kimmy out now? It doesn't make any sense. And I like how she said, like, you need to know that I'm not going to talk shit just because you have issue with Tisha and so do I. But I want to make sure that I have more issues with her because we already have a rocky past. So I think it's all a mess that can be fixed. But I also didn't mind Kimmy saying, I didn't run to Tisha. What I said was what happened, because we know Tisha. Had Kiki went to Tisha first and said Kimmy was there, Wanda and Tisha would have made it a whole issue. That, okay, Kimmy knew and didn't say shit. So I think she was smart to go to catch it first. But I think Kiki needs to figure out how to check people in a way that doesn't make her look messy. She has to learn a way to go to them about whatever she heard and not make it look like, okay, I'm having a scene with everybody at the same time. Because walking in and going at Stormy and then going to Kimmy at Mel's event when they was already shocked you were there. And even for her to say, why are you shocked I'm here? Because we've never seen you around until now. So while I get she's now a cast member, I don't think you being at Mel's party was like normal. It would be shocking. Because you ain't around that much. So I think Kimmy's still trying to, Kiki was trying to find her footing. And, this made her look messy. And I hope she does. Because I like Kiki. I like Kimmy too. But, I'm like, you can't be looking messy though.
Thank you for the super chat, April B. She said the Sky women don't cross the burning sands until their husband's infidelity becomes public. Ooh.
Listen, I agree. So let me say this. For me, I felt like Kiki is playing semantics. You absolutely did come there because you were trying to have a scene. I think you were trying to have a moment. And I think Kimmy knew you were trying to have a moment. At the end of the day, you came on the show last season to check Kimmy about loyalty to Tisha. And now we are, in fact, having a conversation about you talking shit about your cousin in front of me and then getting mad about me going to tell her about it. That is a lot of irony. That's a lot of irony. So for me, I'm kind of feeling where Kimmy is coming from in this situation, because it's kind of like, Kiki, give me a fucking break here. You were just complaining to me about how I didn't have your little cousins back. And now I'm trying to do exactly that by having her back. And then the conversation about whether Kiki was saying that Marceau, girl, listen, at the end of the day, I feel like we all know what was being said is that there were rumors about Marceau cheating on Tisha before the show. So if anybody had conversations before the show came out, that validates Mel saying, don't blame me for your marriage being ruined because those rumors are already out there. Now, at the end of the day, your mama talks about these same rumors and always has brought them up to you. So I think your mama really validates Mel. So Mel didn't even really need to bring Kiki on the show. She just needed to watch the playback. But ultimately, it's for the show. It's messy. It's for the shits. Kiki's for the shits.
So I sat here almost busting out laughing because have y'all seen that? It's like a clip or some video that people always show. And it's like somebody showing up and they wave and they say, hey everybody. And they like all nervous. Hey everybody. That's what Kiki was looking like at the 7th Avenue. Hey everybody. Boo.
Right. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes, Jami, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm so glad that she was able to. Yes, that's a TikTok sound, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Hey,
I think it's the woman from Little Women. What's her name? It was a woman from Little Women that walked in the room. Was it the one that just had the heart attack? What's her name?
Miss Juicy.
I think it was Miss Juicy. I think she walked in the room and said, hey, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
It sounded like
That's when Kiki showed up like, hey, how y'all doing? Okay. So, y'all, the last thing that we saw in this episode was the Scotts all meet up for dinner. And this is where we can kind of combine Maurice and Marceau. I feel like, let's talk about Marceau. Make this conversation about this fool. He really is just playing in our faces. I can't take it. They stood there at Jalen's housewarming party, and Marceau basically told his brother Maurice that he was going to go to war with Wanda because he feels like that's the last person that he can't manipulate Tisha's thinking for. I think that is the only person who he knows can continue the rumors to Tisha, even if he does take her away from the internet. Because you remember, she don't be on social media no more because he be telling her to stay out them comments. So you can take the internet from the girl, but you can't take her mama from her because she gonna tell your business. So anyway, we see him saying he want to go to war with Wanda. Maurice basically says, are you sure that's what you want to do? Basically, like, now your water ain't clean, the milk ain't clean, but you want to take up this war. So number one, that's what happened. Both playing our faces. And then finally we see the Scotts at dinner. And when they're at dinner, Marceau continues to say the same thing. He wants to ban Wanda from the house and basically says that Kiki is really trying to have a conversation of semantics. Like, yes, you might have talked about rumors of me cheating, but Tisha's never told you anything. So Marceau playing in our faces.
Marceau playing in everybody's face all the time. I feel like that's like, 2 + 2 is always 4. So Marceau is gonna always play in everybody's face. He's gonna play dictionary and thesaurus at the same time because Tisha can't keep up. And it's just a sad situation that, he's sitting there talking circles around someone who is supposed to be smart and she's not that smart. Because she wants to be her mama. It's kind of crazy. But I feel like nothing Marceau says ever makes sense. I feel like he likes to be, he's also an agent of chaos. Because if everyone is confused, then it's chaotic. Wanda, the fact that you let Wanda believe, because Wanda dumb too, you let the lady believe that you were saying, yes, I was there, yes, I was at a hotel. You let her believe that, knowing she would go back and tell your wife the same shit. So you make it seem as if, okay, Wanda's the issue, I can give her grace. I can give Martell grace. I can't get Kiki grace. I can't get Mel grace because you're an agent of chaos and you playing in everybody's face. Like no one believes you in anything. I just want Marcel to act like, you know, the asshole he is and just be that. But don't act like you are smarter than the average bear. He just gets on my nerves.
I agree. He definitely led Wanda on to believe certain things and then want to be mad at her, knowing she was gonna go back and tell his wife. But also, Marcel, like, let's not forget that it's like you trying to put the focus back on Miss Wanda, as though you didn't take a whole trip to Atlanta without Tisha's knowledge, and then trying to like play with that. Like, I don't understand that part. Like, you still did some stuff. Like, we don't know what happened in Atlanta, but obviously you going on this Atlanta trip led to some type of image being dropped. So now a lot of things are in question. So we still have to focus on that. But I see what you're doing. You're trying to shift and make things about Wanda and how Wanda is problematic. And if what Martell is saying is true, based on what he said earlier, we'll get into that in the gossip chat. I know Marcel is somewhere jumping for joy. He doesn't want Wanda all up in Miss Tisha's ear, doing the most, having her question him, because that's the biggest problem, right? He feels like it's starting to cause questions in his household by way of Miss Tisha when he thought that he had her on lock the whole time.
Yep.
And he just don't. And if there's a crack in that, it's not on Miss Wanda, it's on you. And I promise you, it's because you made it seem like, and Tisha, let's be honest, Tisha made it seem like wherever Marcel go, I know. But you didn't know about that Atlanta trip. So for me, it's like, it's not all on Wanda. A lot of that is on you.
And you see how she was crying about him going down the damn street to deliver that bottle of chocolate wine to Mel last season.
Right.
But you're not tripping about him being in Atlanta.
Nigga said Marceau signed the petition.
I heard that.
The petition is what?
Yeah, listen, I appreciate you, Sunny Sunshine, but I don't need no petitions.
Bonnie ain't moving to Huntsville.
Yeah, I'm
Bonnie
not.
lives in New Orleans.
I live in New Orleans. I don't live
there.
It's about this. I thought it was about Marcel.
Mel knows that whenever she want to invite me to something, I will be a friend to the show and come on through. But outside of that, like, I'm straight, y'all. I don't need my personal business on reality TV. That's not how I work.
Okay.
That's real.
I don't want to talk about people. I don't want people talking about me the way I be talking about them.
Okay.
Come on, Necey, keep it real. Keep it real. Honest, Necey. Let them know.
I don't listen, because the first time somebody say something about my nigga, it's gonna go real left.
Right.
So I need to, because like people have thought they could do that with me, and it's just like you need to be glad that you don't say shit like that in my like vicinity. Like,
right.
Like that's what you need to be happy about. But for me, when it comes to Marceau, I feel like Marceau is constantly disrespecting Tisha, as we will discuss moving forward. Every time they get on live, this nigga puts it out there, leaves some doubt that he may be cheating on her, and she's always questioning him. And then like she doesn't even understand that the tone of her voice like tells us that she's scared. The tone of your voice, like the way you laugh, Tisha, like everything tells us that you're insecure.
We're unbothered, shaking like strippers. I love my husband. That's not his back.
Why y'all want me? Girl, that is his bag, bitch. That is his back.
I'm not doing it.
Shit, the back or the front, either way, it belongs to him.
Like
legs and hips and body, and a back too, But
I am dead.
We need Candy to add in the back, legs and hips and body and back and yes,
back and front and shoulders. And
1, 2, way back for sure.
Cut a clip. Listen, Marceau, you and your wide ass hips, your back, your upper neck region, the rolls, we know who they belong to, nigga. We know it was you. You can play semantics with us. It's fine. We don't need to really clock you on it. I haven't even done real commentary on that picture because I don't even care. At the end of the day, everything that you have done in the scenes with just you and Tisha have let me know everything I need to know.
Exactly.
You can't blame.
And she know because we got on our MF and thinking caps.
Okay. And that's all.
That's right.
Any more comments on Love and Marriage Huntsville besides the gossip part that we're gonna get into?
No, not the episode. The episode wasn't, we got to the episode part.
I looked
All
cute.
right.
That was about it.
You did.
Yeah, that was about it.
That was high. That part was. Oh my God.
Thank you, friends. I appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all do us a favor, like the video so we can get into some gossip. Once we see some likes, we can really get into the drama.
That's
For the
right, because it's over 1,000 people and it's only 390 likes. Play the like video twice.
Like it up.
Yes, I let it play the whole commercial. Okay, the whole commercial.
I jiggled the whole way. I jiggled.
And you did. The dedication. You didn't even stop. I didn't even see, dang, she gonna let the whole thing play? Look on your face. You just stay committed. Well, it's time to get into gossip. Okay. And I forgot to play the gossip video because I played the video, but I love our gossip video so much. Let me go ahead and play All right, y'all, we got 2 weeks worth of gossip to catch up on. These people were acting some fools. I don't know what it was in the Memorial Day barbecue to where everybody, I don't know, everybody just wanted to give us something to talk about. Like, as I was coming on, taking notes, shit was still happening. But let's just start light, okay? For those of you, and I hear like a slight buzz, but those of you who are married at first sight lovers, y'all know Keith from season 9. Oh, I think that's you, Jami.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. Y'all know Keith from season 9 who was dating Iris, the virgin. And I feel like this was probably the last wholesome season of Married at First Sight before they started acting a fool. Yeah. It really was. And I feel like Keith actually really wanted to be married. Iris she wasn't ready for marriage. She was so childish. So I'm excited. Even though he's a reality TV show dude, I could see him and Ari Lennox together. They're cute.
When I seen it, I was like, that's Keith. I'm like, that's Keith. That's Iris' ex-husband. But I was also thinking Iris and Ari kind of favor each other. So he has a type.
They're the same type. Yeah, he likes him a natural. Mm-hmm.
A natural looking woman. But I also like the fact that, I think on the season he was on, he was a cool guy. And because Iris was a virgin, she was kind of immature about sex or whatever. And he just wanted, an adult wife who wasn't, kiddyish when it came to sexual things or whatever. So that's why they did not work out. But I do think he was a good candidate for the show. And seeing how he was made me feel like, okay, he's not an asshole who could play Ari. So I think for folks who watch the show, it kind of makes sense because I'm like, if he hurt her, we got to kick his ass. But he don't seem like that kind of person. So I think it's a good match. And, I know she had been speaking about, wanting to, get in love and all those things. So her making not him, her making it official to me means she's in a good place to put that out there. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I want to make sure it wasn't too loud. But I think they are super cute. And he kind of favors J Book just a little bit. And she definitely, the ex-wife, favors Ari. I don't really see Ari in many relationships at all. So I was happy to see this. Just seeing that she's in a relationship and she's happy, So they look good together. Even when they got on just regular clothes or they just sitting there chilling, taking pics. They cute.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I don't know him, so therefore I have no feelings. I like that their complexions match.
You didn't watch that season?
No.
Oh.
But they look nice together. So I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah.
You should go back and watch that season, Bondy. I think you would like it.
It was a good season.
It was a good season.
It was a good season. It was. That was the last wholesome season where the white couples was the ones acting ass, not the black ones. Okay. So now we can move on from that to talking about the next gossip topic, which is Kim Kardashian. Okay. She is caught in another situation, stealing again from another black woman. What is the surprise? So, y'all know, I want to say this is like the first time everybody heard Lori Harvey talk was whenever she got ready to come out with this skincare line because she was promoting it. Now, that was like 8 months ago. So her skincare line is called Skin, SKN by LH. And then you got Kim Kardashian, who just announced her line that's going to release, I think, next week or next month. I believe it's next week. With her skincare line called Skin with 2 Ks for Kim Kardashian. I don't think that this was a mistake. I feel like this was a cocky ass move. Like, dang, Skin would be cute, but she came out with it. But bitch, I'm Kim Kardashian, so I'm gonna put 2 Ks and name it Skin anyway. Y'all tell me, what do y'all think about her stealing from Lori?
I saw a TikTok about this. I hate that I don't have it in front of me. I feel, first of all, a little bit, no ways, because that's what the Kardashians do. This ain't the first time that they've stolen, from people. So I'm not surprised by it at all, but I'm trying to remember what that TikTok story was about. It had something to do with the trademarking. And I don't know if Kim could have trademarked her name first, which is why Lori ended up just using 1K because the name had already been taken, or if somebody took over Skin before Lori, and then that's why she had to take the I out or whatever the case was. But it had some whole trademarking situation regarding this, where somebody could say that Lori kind of stole from someone else, in addition to Kim turning around and stealing from her. But when I find it, I'll send it to the group or whatnot. But I feel no ways. Yes, Robin. I knew I saw something like that. It was like both of them primarily it was about Lori. So Lori could have possibly taken this idea from someone else, but couldn't trademark it how she wanted to, which is why she used SKN. Whereas Kim Kardashian had the same idea and she used the KK. So people stealing from people.
Excuse me, sorry. I concur. And also I feel like even though they're all stealing from someone else, it almost feels like Kim is like directly stealing from her. Like, even like the hair back and the ponytail. I know that's probably something that's like, that's what we do in skincare. We pull the hair back so you can look at the face. But, a lot of things are very similar. And it doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? She puts it in tan. So basically she puts it in white lady and repackages in boom bow pow. She has something that the girls will buy and eat up. So I don't really care either way. I think the people that support Lori Harvey are going to support Lori Harvey, and the people that support Kim Kardashian are going to support Kim Kardashian. And it's kind of unfortunate that they're so much alike, because I feel like if they're in the same place, people will probably confuse them. Like if they're both at Sephora, people might think that they're getting Lori's when they're really getting Kim's, or vice versa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they don't know for a fact that, this one has 1K and this one has 2. So that's why it's just kind of like, this is really unfortunate. But who cares?
Lori Harvey should change hers to brown skin and make her be about the black woman. 2 + 2 is 4. The Kardashians steal. That's all I have.
2 + 4. Okay. All right, y'all. Jamie, did you go? You did.
I went
okay. First. All right. So y'all, now let's move on from talking about the skin to talking about closing your legs to marry men. Okay. Nene. Whenever I found out about this happening, I was like, man, this sucks, because I always say anytime you get caught saying something, anytime you get recorded saying anything, it's always a moment where it's not gonna age well. Dang, this ain't gonna age well because they're gonna bring up that one time. So Nene's boyfriend, don't know his name. His wife is suing her. What's his name, JB?
Yanni. They call him Yanni. It's a longer name, but they call him Yanni.
Okay, Yanni. His wife, this man's still married in my Love and Marriage DC accent. This married man, his wife is wanting to sue Nene for $100,000 because in the state of North Carolina, where they are, you're not allowed to have extramarital affairs. So to me, I think it's wild that she's only suing for $100,000. Like maybe that's the cap. But I do feel like it's probably a situation where him and his wife were separated and she just wants some money now. But I have also heard people saying that maybe he's in on it. But to me, ain't no way I'm splitting $100,000 if I'm suing Nene Leakes. So I don't think that he's in on it. What y'all think about Nene and her opening her legs to this married man?
Close your legs to marry men. I don't know how to feel. I feel like the lady is not going to get money, but IDK, because I think Fantasia had this same situation where she ended up losing money. So it's very likely that Nene could lose a coin, but I do have questions. Are they still married and legally separated? Like, is there any paperwork for legal separation? And how does that work in North Carolina? Also, he put out a statement where he pretty much said, when somebody doesn't appreciate you when you're there, let them appreciate your absence. And it just made me think of Simon Guobadia for some reason. It's a little off for me. And also, I think suing for $100K is a bit cheap, but I don't know what the law in North Carolina says. Maybe that's the max you could try to get out of someone. But yeah, either way, good luck, Nene.
It makes me feel like the husband, I mean, he must be broke if you suing Nene. Like that's one thing that came to my mind. Like, so do you have any money? Does your husband have any money? Because make me understand why you're suing her for money. I just kind of feel like this is, I don't know. I feel like this is stupid. I feel like essentially now you're filing a lawsuit. Like, this relationship is stale at this point, and now you're filing a lawsuit. So how were you feeling initially when this first happened? Did it take you this long to procure a lawyer so that you can get a lawsuit against Lanithia? Like, I may not like Lanithia, but girl, get the fuck out of here with this. Like, take you and your weird smile, pained face looking husband on somewhere then. This is why we felt like, Nene, you were mad that people felt like you shouldn't have been dating seriously this soon after Greg's death. And this is why. Because you are open emotionally to get swindled by niggas who you think are telling you or showing you something good when really they're a scammer. You're a fucking scammer. I don't know what's going on, but what I know is it doesn't feel good. And I may not always like Lanithia, but this doesn't. No, I don't like none of how this feel.
I sent Necey a clip that I think will speak for itself. And how
legs to married men. Close your legs to married men. You heard me? Close your legs to married men.
That too.
It's like it's that simple. I feel like Nene don't even realize that at the end of the day, even if that man was separated, even if that man told you, "Oh, we getting a divorce," I feel like just don't do it. Just wait. Your husband has passed away. Like, if all the folks move on with, why move on with someone who's married? I think that's kind of crazy. Now, I also feel like it's done for a wife to sue the girlfriend, not the husband. I mean, like, your issue should be with him, not Nene. Like,
you can't sue your husband though. Not for that law, based on that. Well, she'd be
not for that law, but get that alimony and shut your ass up. Right. Like run his pockets. Like, move money from accounts. Like, there are ways. Like, get some credit cards in his name and cash him out. Like,
not surprised that this happened, because this seemed like it would fit his character. Because who really gonna come out as the boyfriend of a woman after her husband just died, any decent human would have told her, like, I get that you're happy, babe, but because I care about you, this is what they gonna say about you, and I'm not gonna let you play yourself by coming out too early. So let's wait about 6 months.
Now, what I do want to say is, I also heard him and a wife have been separated for a while. I heard that part too, but he's still married. I think the same way, back on Housewives when Kim said, Big Papa, separated. Nene then said, close. She still made it an issue, like even so, it's like you're in the exact same situation. Him and that tried to separate it. So was Big Papa and his wife or whatever. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I'm like, it made Nene look stupid.
She been looking stupid. This ain't the first time. We told her not to do this. But remember we were feeling this? We were all in the DMs like, this don't feel right, but we not gonna say nothing because we don't want to judge.
But then back on the show, somebody said that they had saw Nene up north dating somebody. Was this the same guy? When Nene was back on the show, didn't that rumor come out? That she was caught. Yeah, like caught hanging out with somebody. This was way before Greg, I think, got diagnosed again because the year Greg,
she was cheating on him.
I wonder if this is the same dude.
Was trying to smash French Montana.
See, I didn't think this was the same dude. I thought that was separate from this. But either way, I feel like she's been out here. I feel like she's been out here doing her for a while now. Like even before he got sick, I think they had an understanding. Because he was doing what he wanted to do. And Nene being a woman that she was at that point, I don't think she was going to continue a relationship if he was the only one getting outside. So I think that they probably had an agreement to both get outside. He got sick, and then it still is what it is. Like at the end of the day, like I'm going to take care of you. You're going to be all right. Then you pass. I'm going to bury you. You're going to have everything you need. But ultimately, like, I'm still going to be doing what I want to do. I don't begrudge her that. But to me, going public was too much because I feel like you don't know people like that. And you don't know how people may be using you or taking advantage. So it's just safer to be in your own space while you go through your emotions. And then you can come out on the other side of it. But to make him like a public figure in your life, this definitely puts you at a disadvantage. So even though I feel like girl is like on some bullshit suing her, it feels scammy more than anything. I still feel like she put herself in this situation, but Nene is always slipping. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, she is. Kind of reminds me of how people say slipping. Reminds me of how people was talking about Monique and how she be having tantrums. But we'll talk about that. Okay. So now let's move on from that to talking about some more changes happening on Married at First Sight. I should have put this with the other Married at First Sight conversation, but anyway, y'all, we found out probably a week or two ago that Devon Franklin accepted a spot as an expert on this next season of Married at First Sight. People thought that sounded crazy, seeing as he had just filed for divorce from Megan Good in December of last year. He said he was hesitant about coming on the show, but ultimately, was made for you. God did this for him. That's why he's on the show. And I'm sure the money was right. And I'm sure that Lifetime was willing to pay whatever coin it takes to get more Black people over to the show, because all these shows are turning into Black ass Bravo, like Bondy be saying. So anyway, Devon is coming on the show. At the same time, we found out that Dr. Viviana announced her departure. And the way I read her departure was, I'm focusing on shit that matters. I'm leaving. I don't want y'all to think that any drama happened. So I'm going to tell y'all that I still believe in the process, but I'm going to let them have this. So while Dr. Viviana's gone, we find out that Dr. Pia Holick is coming on the show, and she's a sex and relationship therapist. So it's clear that Dr. Pia Holick is going to replace the sex expert spot, which was Dr. Viviana's. But now my question is, are they going to have both Devon Franklin, who has the religious point of view, and both Pastor Cal? Both of them write books, but they ain't got no churches, and people think that they pastors. But anyway, do y'all think that they're going to have both of them on the show, or do you think that Pastor Cal leaving? How do you feel about Devon being on the show and being almost divorced?
I think they have them both on there. I think it makes sense. I think the title expert should be replaced, because I don't think any of them are experts. I think that the title of what they are is maybe what confuses folks or make us feel some kind of way. I think Dr. V leaving almost makes sense if she feel like I've been in for a while. The show is different now than it was a couple seasons ago. That I fully believe because I've been watching for a while. I like they're bringing in somebody who went through a divorce because, like I said before on the show, all the marriages don't work. And I saw him post about the fact that because he went through a divorce while filming the show, stuff he went through, he was able to help a couple based on what he went through. I think sometimes we don't know that we need people to help us get through stuff that they've also been through, even if it was a failure. So I want to see how he does for this because I feel like I don't really know him. So I want to see what he gives to see if he's an asshole, if he's, stuff. I want to see what he's going to give first because I like Pastor Cal earlier on and now he be on some bullshit sometimes. So I like for him to have 4 helpers, not experts, 4 helpers, like helpers of the married folk. But they do need to find a new title besides calling them experts.
Right. With Pastor Cal, I haven't been watching from the beginning like some of y'all, but I do feel like his advice ain't always good. Water time, girl. And I'm open to hearing from some other people. I feel like they was a bit boring. I'm glad. Is the old lady still on the show? What's her name?
Not the old lady.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. Is she still on the show?
Yeah, she been on she the only one that's been on since the beginning.
She can moonwalk to the back. When I'm concerned about the 2 guys being on the show because I feel like it maybe. I feel like that's just too much advice from men. Like, who's gonna really be advocating for the ladies? Because most of the time it be the men that be the problem. Majority of the time,
same mindset. These 2, I can tell you already share the same mindset about gender roles and marriages.
I don't want to see Pastor Cal and Devon at the same time. I will watch primarily for Devon. Now, just because you got a divorce from Megan doesn't mean that you're not still handsome and good to look at. I watch. However, I don't want to see both of them on the screen at the same time. Like, I just rather see Devon, this lady here, and give me somebody else that's Caucasian instead of Dr. Pep. Especially the way Dr. Pep sat up there and let Elijah want to say whatever, and she ain't had no rebuttal. Like, girl, you're tired at this point. Replace her.
Now, what if they get rid of Dr. Pepper? We just don't know yet. Because I feel
They
like
won't.
that's the one who kind of doesn't really, because I think she's the oldest. So, but you know what I think they might do? They might not have them all together. I think it never needs to be like all 4 of them doing shit. Like, split that shit up. 2 and 2, 1 and 1, but never 4, all together.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Dr. Pepper is ever gonna leave because I feel like what Lifetime is doing is like making a business decision. Dr. Pepper is who the Lifetime viewer used to be when my grandma sat at home and watched Lifetime all day long on the weekends. Old white lady. And now I feel like
lady.
Yeah, I feel like I used to think about Lifetime as like a country people show because both of my grandmas in the country, all they did was watch the crazy movies that came on Lifetime, just soap operas and movies. And then it turned into Lifetime, which kind of felt like TLC, which is kind of now feeling like Bravo and a little bit of VH1. So now I feel like they have the experts that they think will attract the new younger Black guests. And then they got the older people. So they're going to keep her around. So this old white lady, as she sees the show change to more Black people, she'll feel comfortable with it because she got Dr. Pepper.
Somebody said Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, what? Oh, Barbara Streisand. Okay, that's what I mean. That's what they have her there for.
Oh
Barbara
shit! Somebody said. I can't unsee it. Yes, she can go. I cannot. I'm tickled as hell.
Yeah. I agree. I'm worried about Devon, honestly. Barbara Streisand could go. Pastor Cal needs to go. I can't imagine them having 2 old-fashioned, misogynistic, Christian-minded Black men on the same show. I just couldn't imagine. I feel like the woman is absolutely given. I'm replacing Dr. Viviana. Look at my placement.
Right.
Right.
Devon. I don't feel safe. I feel like Devon is gonna, especially after Megan, I feel like he's gonna promote women, shrinking themselves for a marriage. So
Right.
I don't know.
He would have
I'm
been telling Christina
concerned.
Cook.
I'm concerned about Devon because sometimes I feel like he talks too much, and the tone in which he uses comes off as though he knows what he's talking about, and I don't know if that's always going to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a way with words and tone, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna tune in though. Tune in for him.
Of course. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is what the blogs aren't talking about. Shade Room is not talking about. So I was on TikTok this weekend and I came across this girl's account. She has a YouTube channel now called Necey Bystanders. And she was talking about TD Jake's family. His daughter, Cora Jakes Rock. Y'all ever heard about him?
Yes.
Okay. That's why you made that face. So she was talking about how allegedly, this is like worse than some Greenfield stuff. They're out here disguising as helpers and saviors and wanting to help people who are struggling with taking care of their children. And they take them in only to then plot and basically ice you out from your own child. So they talk about a woman who did this, who went through this with Cora Jakes and her husband, who now is facing charges for allegedly assaulting their adopted daughter for a long time. So now all of this is coming out. The blogs are not covering it. And Nosy Bystander, shout out to her and her detective sleuthing. She found out that the Shade Room has really, really close knit connections with the Jakes family. So that's why they're not covering the story. But are we surprised? Because to me, I had to unfollow Shade Room 2 years ago because their content started feeling really contractual. Whenever I start seeing little girls who I never heard of before talking about what they was wearing every week, I'm like, why? I didn't ask for this. It's giving contract. Yes, Ari popped. She became successful off of that because I promise you, without the Shade Room, y'all wouldn't know who she was. But I want to show the whole, it's like a 1.5 minute video of Nosy Bystanders because she's the only person that I'm seeing talk about. I'm not even seeing the other blogs repost it, and it's making me wonder if it's because of like the network.
This what they do though, Necey. This what they do. They like to post it to make it so they don't seem biased. And then when they post it, they immediately post something right after it. Instead of posting it, leaving it up like they do some stuff and letting people, catch it. They like to post and then post like 1 or 2 more things right after it to get y'all talking about something else.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Algorithm bullshit.
Okay. All right. I'm about to play the video. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me know if y'all can hear. Oh, shit. It didn't download this video. Oh, shit. Whatever. Whatever. I can't. Anyway, y'all get the gist of the story. Allegedly, Cora Jakes was saying that she would help out a woman with her son named Jason. Cora ended up recording videos of this woman talking about how she couldn't take care of her child. She disguised it as like some type of therapy and used it against her in court. They even alleged that they paid people out in court, which is crazy. Then the girl went back to Cora's tweets and come to find out Cora had real life baby dolls and was naming them after the children that she would then take, or she would change the kids' names to the doll's name. It was just very weird. I believe this story 100%. I do.
Dang. I hate that y'all can't really see like her page though, like, because Miss Girl got about 10 parts up there on TikTok going in about this situation.
Yep, she really covered it.
She did. Because I can play the audio if you want.
Yes,
I have heard about it.
Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna go with part 1. Let me cut my camera. Let me get into it.
He had to get up out of bed, Look at this. Okay, so the story starts off with this young lady right here. Her name happens to be Cora, and this is her husband, Brandon. And if you don't know who Cora is, let me show you a better image. Okay, Cora's the daughter of T.D. Jakes, and we all know T.D. Jakes and his ministries, the Potter's House. Okay, you following? Good. Now, you're probably thinking that because I'm showing you an image of this woman here, it's because Cora's husband had an affair with her. Wrong, baby. Wrong. This beautiful lady seen here is actually Michelle, and Michelle is alleging one of the craziest stories I think I've ever heard on the internet. And here's how it goes. I was homeless. I was leaving a 4 or 5 year relationship. I had 3 kids already, and I was pregnant with my 4th born, Jason. When we got reacquainted, she told me that she'll be there to help me. You know, she told me that she was only there to help me. So now you're probably wondering, who is Jason? And how was Cora going to help Michelle with Jason? Well, Jason happens to be Michelle's son. And at the time, Michelle had 3 children, and Jason was her 4th to be born. Now, here's a picture of Jason, and this is back in 2014. And you're probably wondering why Cora has an image of Jason on her Instagram page. Well, that's where the story gets a bit convoluted. Now, in this post here, Cora writes, "A sleeping angel. I could sit here and watch him forever. Everything about him is extraordinary. God is so amazing." So you're probably wondering, why is Cora posting a picture of another woman's baby and exalted about it as though it's her child? That's where the story gets a bit more interesting. It was just like, I was just set up from the beginning. She was not there to help me. She was actually there to take my child. And she did everything that she could to get what she wanted, her and her husband. From constantly telling me that I didn't have myself for myself, to backing me in a corner in her office, in her home, when they stayed in Grand Prairie, her and her husband Brandon, and telling me that if I did not give my son to them, that they would take him from me. And that's only the beginning. I'm gonna have to make a part 2. Ma'am, with all due respect, exposed is not the word, okay? Part 2. So if you don't know what we're talking about, click this comment here and you're gonna figure out exactly what's going on with baby
Let
Jason.
me know when you want me to stop.
My son Jason.
Oh, you can stop now.
There we go.
Thank you, because it's nothing like hearing it, because she absolutely told this like a 2020 story down to the way she was talking. Let me read the super chat. Thank you, Shayna. She said, "Where my girls at? From the front to the back." Okay, y'all look beautiful as always, and Bondy, you look pretty on Love and Marriage Hunter. I'm so proud of y'all. Keep going. Thank you. All right. Do y'all think that this story about the Jakes family could be true? Or is? Let me not even say
Yes.
could. Anything is possible.
I'm gonna
That's
say
right.
I think it's definitely a possibility, because Cora, I'm sorry, like this is a reasonably nice picture of Cora, the one that you're showing here, because the ones I've seen of Cora to me tell the story. I think there's a certain, like, I saw a picture of this lady with the wig pulled all the way back, the foundation not matching the skin
I did
tone.
too.
So that was like, this is giving charity. Okay.
Yes, it's giving
This is giving charity.
Yes, that's
But
exactly
only
what I
after
thought
they
about.
created charity, girl. Because before charity, you was looking how you was looking. Wig pull back, foundation not matching. So when you add that with the doll shit, like the doll shit is what made me feel like it's probably true. There was a portion of the story that the young lady told about how Cora would name these dolls certain names and then go and get children and change the children's names to the names that the dolls had. So for me, it does feel like some type of sick psychotic thing that's being covered up by a family that makes money off of church.
Yep.
So it's important to control the narrative. It's important to control how your family members and your children look. More important than what's actually going on with them. So when they have a sickness or something that's wrong, you will want to shut it up and hush it up and lie about it. And it will form these types of, to me, psychotic situations. And to me, it means you've allowed it. when I was talking about, because I talked about it on my channel, and I really do feel like TD Jakes allowed for this to happen. So for people who think that there's some separation between what was going on in their household and him, I don't believe that.
No, not at all. That she even talked about, since you mentioned the mental health thing, she even talked about how when they went to court, she did not want to share her medical records because it was two reasons why you could assume that she couldn't legally adopt. For one, her husband had a track record and now he's a predator. And for two, there's a possibility that she may not have been mentally able to take care of a child and adopt them legally. The other thing that they ended up showing, nosy bystanders went all the way back to MySpace and saw where Cora was checked in Beverly Hills, and she was sent away when she was, I think, a teenager or a young adult. I can't remember, but she was sent away. So she definitely could have been in a facility, but it's really no telling. But the investigation that this girl did was insane. I couldn't find all of it on TikTok. She actually uploaded all of it to YouTube. So that's her information right there on the screen. But okay.
Yeah, short answer for me, I believe, is a very high possibility that everything this woman is saying is true. And that's just that on that.
Period. Period. Okay. Now let's move on from talking about that to earlier. I kind of touched on this because we were talking about how somebody be slipping every time. Who was we talking about? It don't even matter. But anyway, Monique. Y'all, I didn't do any research on this until today because I felt like it was so many updates back and forth about Monique and DL Hughley. I was like, I'm gonna just wait until the end. So apparently the two of these comedians were under the impression that they both were headlining a show, the last to come out. One person posted a memo, the other person posted a contract. Then DL comes back and he posts his contract. He also proved that he was supposed to be the highest paid on this lineup. So on the night of the show, Monique comes out, and I think she was going below the belt with her jokes. She was definitely calling this man all kind of bitches, talking about his family, talking about his wife. It was an absolute mess. They said that DL Hughley responded. I didn't see what he said, but based on the reactions that I'm hearing from everybody, it sounds like Monique was justified in her believing she was a headliner because the person who organized this was messy as fuck and deceptive. But the way that she handled DL, a lot of people were disappointed with. I know y'all all have talked about it on y'all's channel. So what do y'all think about it?
I feel like it's primarily a promoter's issue. It's their fault. They're the ones that primarily effed up. I just feel like both of them had some flawedness in the things that, you know, they said. Granted, she did get on the stage and drag him down. She didn't really do nothing too different than what she would do to a regular person she don't even know sitting out there in the crowd. I think my issue primarily with Monique was, or not think, but my issue primarily with her was her making it seem as though it was about the headliner situation, when primarily it was about some stuff that happened over the years of him speaking so negatively about her. And, you know, his statement didn't really make a lot of sense either. So I was a bit confused by him not wanting to work with her, but then took a chance and says him being invited to her house was one of the reasons he decided to do it. But the sit down at the house took place years ago. So I don't know who the hell was telling the truth, but I will say that this was a dumb situation to me that was not that deep. But we found out the real reason is because he was talking SHI about her, you know, over the years. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is.
So Monique did a whole hour live yesterday where she admitted that the reason she always planned to go off on him was based on a question she was asked at an interview that DL wasn't even at. So for me, I'm like Monique on bullshit. When he came here to the D and tried to make the crowd feel like he had played her, because we get pissed at bullshit like that. Here in Detroit, that show was absolutely promoted with him as a headliner. all the promotion, all of the advertisements was him as headliner. So her initial reaction on stage saying that's why she was pissed is some bullshit. Because you then went and did a whole live and you admitted to, I was at an interview years ago. They asked me would I rather my husband fuck Lee Daniels. No, was it Lee? Yeah, Lee Daniels with no condom or fuck Corinne Stephan with a condom. And she felt offended. She also said the deal wasn't there, but it was on his show. She asked that they not play it and they didn't. But she was upset because DL wasn't upset. And from that and things going on and people asking him about her and him saying he felt like she had mental issues and she was a bit crazy and bitter based on the fallout from Precious is what she was saying that he was talking about. And she was getting mad over all these things. So my thing is, if it was solely about that night, it was a promotion bullshit, cool. But you said one thing on stage and then said something else in your live. If you plan, she said, I always planned to eviscerate him on stage when I had a chance. She on bullshit. You came and you made the crowd feel like it was something different and that wasn't it. It was your plan the whole time. So Monique she's an agent of chaos. She can feel how she want to feel, but I'm like, don't try to make the crowd think it was one thing and that was your plan. Right. It just happened to happen here.
Okay. So I'm gonna just say this. At the end of the day, my main issue with DL was conflating all the other issues that Monique has had in the past. People have actually come and apologized to her publicly for how they treated her. So let's not conflate issues. And that's what I didn't like about his initial statement about what she said. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck about what she said on a comedy stage. People say the most disrespectful shit on comedy stages and nobody blinks an eye about it. Y'all was real mad when Chris Rock got slapped for saying some funny shit on stage, right? But now that Monique is saying funny shit, everybody wants to, it wasn't even funny. It was so personal. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about his wife. And I'm just kind of like, so? That nigga done disrespected his wife so much more than that lady ever could in that damn comedy show, and that's on God.
You're right. And do you remember not too long ago, he made a video talking about how he had cheated on his wife, and then the baby didn't make it, and he was glad. Mm-hmm. He was relieved that the child was no longer alive. Oh my gosh.
He also talked about it on Black Love. He talked about that on Black Love. His wife also seemed to me to still have some contempt for him. Like, I'm still here, but it's only because this nigga got money now, not because I really like him or anything. So to me, at the end of the day, nothing Monique said was that fucked up to me, because like a comedy stage is like the only place that everybody can get up there and just say any old ignorant shit that they want to say. And if the people in the audience were laughing, I don't really give a fuck about any of that other shit. Now, that live she did that Jay Lee spent 3 and some, 45 minutes, 3 hours and 45 minutes going through, that shit is bullshit. I would never have even sat and watched that whole thing. I think I might have been on your live on and off for a whole 30 minutes, girl. 20 minutes at one point, left, came back 10 minutes later. I said, nope, still don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, Monique is very much, misogynistically digmatized by Sydney. And I think any woman that allows for a man who never was a manager before to now manage your career that was already successful before he got there needs to be prepared for all the jokes that will ensue at his manhood. Like, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. And you know that. So for you to even be upset by the question that was being asked, girl, fucking please. Like, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about Sydney and if he's gay or not. At the end of the day, you letting that man take a percentage of your money and ruin your relationships in Hollywood. And if you want to do that, then fine. But you just gonna have to deal with the fact that people don't like him. And if you don't want to deal with that, then stop doing interviews and leave it alone. But ultimately, at some point, just take the lick.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think you said it. All right. So now we're getting into the mess of it all. And that's the Holtz and what happened this weekend. What was in the barbecue? I will hold on. Let me do something. I want to show y'all the actual video. Let me go do something real quick. Because this is the one that I'm not going to let y'all skip the audio on. Because I told y'all all weekend I was, Martell, no, please.
Martell.
It's the giddy up for me.
Stop Martell. All right, I'm sorry.
Please don't. Yeah, that was entertaining. Okay, I got it. I created a folder. I had to create a separate folder from the one that we already be talking about, and I had to name that one some bullshit because I didn't even know what to call it. It wasn't no fight. Well, from what we saw, it literally was just some entertaining bullshit.
It's tussle.
You said what?
It's a tussle.
Yes.
That's the literal like explanation of what happened. It's a tussle.
All right, I'm gonna play the video.
Okay, Letitia getting
What
in
she
it now.
say? Yeah, so then I'm gonna step out. So listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all this right here. One thing that I'm gonna say for certain and for sure. Okay? For one, when it comes to all my kids, I don't care who nobody is arguing about a goddamn thing when it comes to that. And I mean that. And I sound like I need to get out here and handle a little more business. And can y'all believe? Tell me something. Who jumps at somebody from the back? You come see me face to face. Who does that? Because I'm gonna come to you face to face, right? Ain't that what y'all do? Y'all go face to face? Right? Ain't that what we do? Right?
And do.
Martell! 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 Martell!
Martell, please.
Martell! No! Martell, no! Come back! Martell, come back! Martell, don't! For real, please! Martell, please! Don't! Martell, please! Don't! Martell! No! Martell, don't! Martell! Your kids are looking at you! Stop! 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 They right here! Stop! Your kids right here! Stop!
I know y'all see Lewis in that shirt. So that's what happened this weekend. Seems to be that the common denominator in all the drama is show enough Wanda. Everybody was saying that they got into a fight and that the Holtz actually teamed up because they knew that it was behind the kids. It was about Sugar Mama. And now Martell went live saying that Wanda is done with the show, that she's fired. So let me ask y'all this, okay? This is my real question. What do y'all think about Mel staying on live the whole time that was going on?
Thanks, Mel. We appreciate you, Mel. We were wondering what the hell was going on, Mel. I think that they are going to start confiscating some cell phones when individuals are filming. I don't think they will get this opportunity again to do such a thing. I don't. They're going to have to check their phones in with production and then go film and get it when they're done. How they do people when you go to Wild 'N Out.
Oh, is that what they do? I'm going to Wild 'N Out in July.
Mm-hmm. They could have changed it, but yeah, that's why I would primarily just leave mine in a car. But I did it one time, and they had it very professionally done. You know what I'm saying? I think they gave you like a little number. They put your phone in a Ziploc bag, wrap up all your electronics, go in, enjoy yourself. So fun, and then come out and get your stuff and go.
Yeah, I'm going to that show here in New Orleans in July, so I'm excited.
It's gonna have a blast.
I'm also going to see Big Crit next week, and I'm super excited because I have meet and greet tickets. So
I can't wait to see the picture. I want to see how big he is.
Right.
It's hard to contain myself. I'm such a huge fan. I love him. God, love him. Anyway, so for me, what are we talking about? Melody and her boobs falling out, her running after her crazy ass baby daddy ex-husband. Girl, don't do it. Get your kids, gather your kids, get into the SUV and ride off and let your crazy ass ex-husband do what he will. Because to me, I feel like it definitely signified that she still loves him.
Yes, it did. When she said, please. Like,
yes.
Martell, please.
Jumping out of the car was to protect him from himself, the way I feel like she consistently done their entire relationship. Shout out to Lilith. And I would really like for her to stop. Like, I want for her to, just because I feel like I get it. Like, nobody can tell you not to protect your family. But I feel like there was no reason for her to physically be involved in any of the bullshit that Martell wanted to do. If Martell wanted to put hands on Marceau, then let Martell put hands on Marceau and pay that nigga bail money and make sure that he gets a good lawyer. That's the way. But don't be out here with your titties falling out, running in your nice heels, trying to protect him from himself. Let him make the mistake. If you want to be there, make sure that money get put on them books or something. I don't know. But I just kind of feel like let it happen, girl, because you don't have to protect him. And I didn't like that people felt like they should be together just because they were both like joining forces against Wanda. Like, no. I don't feel like that at all. Go to hell. No.
I think I know you was asking about her having the phone. I feel like people thought it was pre-planned. I think people don't get when you already on live, you sitting there and something happened, your first thought isn't to cut your phone off. You just kind of react. I think you can see Mel was talking and then was walking. I don't think she thought they would actually fight. I think the whole time she was walking up because she went live before to probably have a conversation with Wanda, not on the show. And shit happened that fast and it's kind of popped off. I think the way she was dressed, she didn't plan for not. Mel would have dressed better if she knew she would pop off because her titty was gonna pop out. That was the outfit.
She would have dressed like Tisha at Valentine's Day.
Right. So I think, people making I think people say, oh, it was staged. It wasn't staged. I think when you sitting around talking and you hear your child's father fuss and your kids there, you go into mama bear mode and you don't think about cutting your phone off or what you're wearing, you running, you ask because she kept saying the kids right here. I think Mel's issue was more about her kids seeing their father fight than Martell fighting because you want to protect your kids. And I like the fact that for some reason, because it seemed like Mel and Martell are at least in a co-parenting state. And I'm happy about that because it's better for the kids. So I want folks to let them folk co-parent. And part of co-parenting sometimes is stopping the other one from doing dumb shit for your kids. Because at the end of the day, it affects them. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Let's be adult about it and realize what it was. If I'm fussing with somebody and my phone is on, my concern is my phone. It's getting to where I'm getting to. Because had she known, Mel would not have wanted her titties popping out to the world. Because she wasn't on a private live. It was to everyone. Right. And you can tell she didn't notice it. Because I was like, fuck.
Them comments was killing me when they was like, take us with you. Don't hang up. Keep the live going.
People. At that first live, I feel like you could definitely feel like something was going on. Yeah. Like it hadn't started yet, but you could tell she got on live because something was already going on. There was a lot of loud talking between Martell and Miss Wanda in the background. And people were like, girl, you around Wanda and Martell and Maurice. Like, blink too if you need help, girl. And she was like, I got myself. And they were like, get off live, Mel. Get off live, Mel. And I feel like after the fact, hearing the way Wanda just clicked back into serving food, it just kind of made me feel like, Wanda, you really out here playing fucking games with the people's emotions, ain't you?
Yes, for bingo chips and pump it up spread.
Hello? Like, you really out here putting on. But the thing about it is, it's kind of like what they talked about. You know how Dr. Heavenly and them will talk about how some people will have notes on what's going to happen and some people don't. Some people really do walk into the scene not knowing what the fuck is going to happen. That was Monique that was talking about that with DJ Richie Sky this week, about how some people just show up to the scene are reactionary versus other people that know that they're there to get the reaction out of the person. I feel like Wanda knows that she's there to get a reaction out of people.
Shake a bone and get the hell on.
Exactly. And I think that the shit that she says online, as much as it may be about shaking a bone and getting the hell on the show, it actually pisses people off in real life. And when they see you in a streak, they're going to want to have a conversation since you and your Pump It Up got a lot to say online.
And I think Wanda's aware that not that many people watch her lives. So if she say fuck shit, that she know we'll get back to Mel and Martell, the fans of the show who not really involved that much on social media, to follow that shit, don't realize why they pissed. Like you said something about my child. And as a parent, I'm going to tap that ass. And I think Mel wanting to confront Wanda on live the same way Wanda spoke about her child on live makes sense to me. If you want your live and say shit about my kid, I'm going to go live in front of you and check you about it because what you did, I'm going to do too. So Wanda do shit knowing most folks won't even know because a lot of folks don't know about the extra lives that happened. That Stormy did, that Mel had, that like they don't follow that shit to we cover it. So I think Wanda purposely does shit that she know will get to the right people. But people, when Wanda said that on her live on Sunday, go to her page, she lead this shit up.
Y'all think Wanda really fired?
No.
Wanda did an interview with Marcella, so I'm gonna watch and see what she said. I do feel like if Martell, because Kimmy and them is on vacation too. I think if Martell and Mel said we would not film if she's around here, I can see production making Wanda sit down the rest of the season, but not firing her. I can see them probably saying, "Hey, you have to because of what happened on whatever day that was. We need you to sit down for a minute." But I don't think she's like fire, but I do think she's going to have some kind of repercussions to an actual fight happening. The same way they did, on Housewives when Nene, did the thing with the cameraman, sit down for a couple episodes. When Monique, had her situation, like they make you sit down. So I don't think she's fire, but I do think we may not see her, these upcoming whatever they're filming right now. She may not be around for that.
Yeah, I can see that. So now the next thing on the Scotts is speaking of Tisha and Marcel on the boat. Speaking of legs and hips and bodies and backs and shoulders and rolls and necks and bald heads.
Y'all, Escape is literally playing in the background right now. Yeah, hips and bodies.
Speaking of that,
Turkey leg hood.
They were on a boat where they wanted to make a mockery of the stuff that everybody has been saying online, like they always do. You say some shit that hurts.
Daddy. Wide back daddy.
You say some shit that hurts and they want to come online and y'all so funny. He got a baby by my cousin. Y'all too funny. Right.
Yeah, okay, but that little boy look like Maurice, and ain't nothing like a nigga that look like the brother you have a lot of issues with.
Oh, I didn't see the picture of the little baby.
It's a grown. The one that they talking about.
Not a baby at all. He like a teenager.
Grown, like a 16-year-old, 21, something like that, like a grown boy that they allege is Tisha's cousins or Wanda's cousin's child. I don't know if I believe that, but I know that kid really do look like Maurice, like a brown skin version of Maurice. And that is what made me feel like, damn, that kind of might be a possibility. But I don't believe it. But damn, he do look like him. He look like Maurice. He like brown skin Maurice. No lies.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm going to share a little bit of their video today of them giving us faking unbothered.
Play it.
First you gotta put your neck into it. Don't stop, just do his face.
Marcel want to show everybody his back. Make sure y'all get a good screenshot.
Oh girl.
Hey, turn around. Let me see. It's his chest. It's his chest.
And tip and breath and stomach and love handles and titties.
So they flexing on everybody.
Okay.
You look good.
That's my best friend.
I want to look like you when I get to your age, girl. You look good.
So y'all, this was a part of the video where
turn me on. Anyway, go ahead.
I started looking. Look at this back, y'all.
Not Marcel turning on Bondy.
Oh no, I'm talking about Kimmy.
I was so.
Oh God.
This part of the video,
like
I was just kind of feeling like, you know what? Y'all really feeling yourselves way too much because they showed me like they could really put anybody on TV. And if you're on a cast that told the story like Mel and Martell did, you'll be just fine. Then you can flex on this too in a boat. Because if they did not have the show, I would not be looking at them any type of way. And they came on that boat to flex with their drunk asses. And it's really nothing to flex because we know the truth.
And it's a little boat and his back is big and it looks like the picture. I don't care what you say.
It does. It looks just like, look, y'all, I promise you, I need to find a picture because look at how the rolls form by his left ear and the neck. I really feel like I saw them rolls.
The rolls on the back of the neck.
That's the you see that imprint?
Even though I feel like there aren't many niggas that aren't that big, but back big like this. Like in the front, it's not that big, but in the back, it's wide backed. That's why I feel like I don't care what he's talking about. He's first of all, Ariane, he's a linebacker. First of all, start there. Second, because it's giving I work out, but my back's still big. So I just kind of feel like this look exactly like him. I don't care what y'all say, Kimmy. I don't care what y'all say, Tisha. Just that nigga.
Let me go.
Thanks.
The next part, him and Tisha are sitting down, and let me just let y'all listen to it.
What y'all doing? What y'all
Come on,
doing?
Tisha, give me body,
We out here
Tisha. Come on.
on vacation right now because y'all know Saturday was crazy. So we just take a vacation from all the craziness of filming. Y'all want to see Reese dance? Y'all, let me
No.
turn back around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look. What you doing, Reese? What you doing, Reese?
You know, you fuck with some margarita about to make it
What you
feel
doing, Reese?
It's
The
giving
way-
him tucking it in. It's giving him
We don't want to see Reese.
put it
And
away.
the way that Kimmy and everybody on the boat is just like gleaming. Like, yeah, I get it. You're on a boat, you get hyped up. But the way that they're all collectively stunting for this camera very much gives me that it's all of them against the Holtz. I don't even think that Kimmy at this point is probably cool with the Holtz. It's just something about that energy and the collective flexing. Okay.
I don't know, but I wanted to stop because it's lame and it's upsetting me and my homegirls. We're all up here cringing at Tisha and all of her thirsty screaming, babe, babe, girl. Girl, we can hear the desperation in your voice. You're not fooling anyone. It's sad.
And this is where he says, I would never be a fool like my wife.
Let me show y'all my boyfriend. Where he at? There he go. Hey, my boyfriend. Hey, boyfriend.
No,
Not tooted and booted. Not tooted and booted. That's your boyfriend?
I got a kid by your cousin.
We can't address all the rumors, man. Let some of them die.
No.
He said, I got a kid by your cousin.
Is there any truth to this? hey, y'all, listen. Thank y'all for here's the drill talk. I'll leave her for a rumor.
He said,
I'll leave her for a rumor.
It's right. She ain't loyal. She ain't loyal.
Hey, I ain't like you, so I ain't finna sit here.
You leave me
I ain't finna sit here and go through all that shit. Fuck that. I'll leave for a rumor.
You leave me for a rumor, Marcel?
You see how she had to ask that again, right?
You'll leave for a rumor, Marcel? And Kimmy had to jump in to be like, you don't mean that.
Yeah, she wasn't even sure.
He said, I leave me. He would leave me.
Now we're laughing. We're laughing it off. It's a joke.
Hey, dog, I heard your girl. Don't worry about it. Appreciate it, folks. I'm gone, bro. Hey, good looking, dog. Hey, all you gotta do is say, I thought I saw Tisha. Somebody looked like Tisha. I'm gone. I had you. I ain't finna sit here and be no fucking fool.
He's so ignorant.
Yeah, this man just said, I ain't finna sit here and be no fucking fool. So what is Tisha?
A fool.
FF.
With a man with titties.
Okay, that's pretty much the gist of that, y'all. But they come on really trying to make us think that it's all good. It's all good. We're laughing it off over here. We got money, so we don't care what y'all got to say about what may or may not be true.
I'm glad y'all happy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
If y'all are happy over there, I don't care. If you happy with titty, Marcel's titties and he's happy with yours and y'all are together and y'all are good, I don't hate on that. And I want y'all to be happy together. These are just jokes. So if he's not cheating on you, Tisha, and you're really not insecure, then by all means, girl, flex on us on your little bitty boat. I ain't had no boat.
Let me say something about this. This comment from Wilhelmina says, so y'all don't like Kimmy now? LOL. Let me say this.
I like Kimmy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We like her. We don't like what she did.
Right, we have to have an opinion about the people. Like, people did a similar thing when it came to Destiny. Like, they thought that just because we interviewed her, we couldn't have opposing opinions to what she told us. Like, that's funny. So with Kimmy, yeah, I like Kimmy.
Really didn't like her. Like, that was another thing I heard. Bondy, you don't like her. I'm like, actually, I kind of do like her. I I can see what she's
What's there not to
doing.
like?
Like, doesn't mean I don't like her. But Kimmy,
yeah.
no, we like Kimmy. We think Kimmy's a cool person. Honestly, like as a woman, are we gonna sit up here and act like we don't understand letting your dumbass husband think he's smarter than you, also that you can feel taken care of and get good dick on your way out? Like, what are we talking about? Maurice's dick better be good, Kimmy. I will say that. You don't have to tell us. But in spirit, my sister, that's what it better be like. Mighty Mouse better be ragtagging that ass out on a, at least weekend basis.
At least
not
weekend.
Mighty Mouse.
That's what they call
a weekend.
Not at least weekend.
They're in their 50s. He is 40, she in his 50s. They work a lot, at least on the weekends. I'm giving you at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday dick.
On the weekend.
Okay.
You are not a fight on the weekend.
Oh, it's so.
Oh my God.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come on, scissor. Oh, go ahead, y'all.
Yes, no. I was on that vibe today, and I just absolutely feel like Maurice better be giving up the dickage. We see he's planning trips and packing bags, and that's cool. But it's better it's better be giving orgasms. Because if it's not giving orgasms, Kimmy, ma'am, we can sex toying on trips by ourselves without having to swallow huge boulders of bullshit from men who think they're smarter than us when it's obvious that they're not.
We hate to see it. I'm sure Tisha's very happy to have Kimmy back in her corner again.
Yeah, a friend. Just a friend.
Jesus
Either
has
way,
fixed it.
good luck. That's all that I have for the people.
Jaylee. Okay.
Silence.
Well, that's all I have for.
I had walked away. Sorry, I was saying Jesus has fixed it.
You said he's fixing it.
No, Jesus fixed it. He fixed Kimmy and Tisha. They on the boat together.
Oh, right. Okay, well, that's it, y'all. Y'all be sure to follow us. Ooh Ladies First Panel. I always say that shit. Ooh Ladies First on Twitter. Ooh Ladies First on Instagram. Email us at oohladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. You can follow Bondy at Bondy Blue. Shout out to her appearance this week. Okay, that's so funny. She rolled into our review this week. Follow Jaylee's Corner, Jami ThatsMe, and you can always follow me at Necey Dixon. And we will see y'all next week. Whose channel we on next week, y'all? Don't matter. Subscribe.
Bondy.
We'll see. I might be taking a trip. We'll see.
All right, y'all. See y'all the next one.